Welcome to the RDP Match of the Day.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the pre-game show on RPPFM. We're live on our streaming services at the moment. We'll be on the radio from around 2 this afternoon. We are at Pearce Street in Dromana for the clash between the fourth-placed Sorrento Sharks, who are just ahead of Dromana in sixth place on about 8 percentage points in what should be a very willing clash this afternoon. AJ King and Michael Voss are calling all the action for the Battery World of Mornington match of the day. And gentlemen, first up, the ground's not in too bad condition.
Yeah, thanks, Craigo. Good to be with you again, Vossi. The ground's held up a lot better than what we saw during the week, that's for sure.
It's a lot better. It really is, and I was one that sort of said, "Nah, can't play it here." It's like the ground's just it's too much. But to be honest, it's looking very good. So. The decision was made to play here, and it's worked out to be a good decision, I think. Did you miss us all last week, AJ?
Just before we get on to AJ Vossi, I just went over to the Colin Matthews wing, and the ground is absolutely sensational over there. It's probably just this side of the ground with a couple of patches in front of goal.
There's one up there. There's one at about the 50-metre mark, left half forward at the left-hand end.
I'm tipping there might be some irrigation leaks that have... No, I'm serious. Just looking at what their positions and all that. So, but
often we have some septic leaks in here too.
That could get there. Yes.
I will tell you, boys, the car park's not in very good shape either at the moment. So I hope everybody successfully extracts themselves from some of the spots around the ground later on today.
And a big win to Sorrento in the reserves, 14-14, 98 to 139.
So you missed us all last week, did you, AJ?
Oh, absolutely, Vossi. That's why I tuned in all Saturday on the screen and listened to your dulcet tones and
Cuddles
as well. Yeah. Send out to Cuddles. Unfortunately, his nan's passed away, so he couldn't be with us today. But hopefully he'll be back next week. And it's just Splinters and I this week, and obviously the Chief and Craigo.
I'll have to find myself a nickname.
Got to find AJ one too.
Yeah.
The MC. He's the MC.
Yeah. Mr. Willis.
The boys will be keeping everybody up to date on the other games in DIV1 today. Pines and Rosebud, Edithvale, Aspinall, Mount Eliza, Frankston Bombers and Red Hill, and Frankston YCW and Bond Beach. And in DIV2 today, Mornington host Lang Warren, Devon Meadows travel to Tyab, Hastings play Rye, Crib Point make the trip to Chelsea, and probably the big game in Div 2 we'll be keeping a watch on is Somerville and Pearsdale, because the results of the next 4 weeks will in fact sort out a lot of places for the finals, boys.
I reckon that match down at the Rosebud Pines could be very interesting.
Yeah, so do I. I reckon, I think Pines won't take Rosebud lightly, that's for sure, and I think if there's going to be an upset this week, that could be the match.
If you're a Pines person, you're Paddy Swain, you're whoever at Pines, who do you want to win this game? Because obviously one side's going to lose and you potentially only go closer to them on the ladder, so who do you want to lose this game if you're Pines?
Probably Dromana.
Okay.
What about you?
Well...
they probably ideally want Sorrento to lose.
Yeah,
I don't think there's too much love lost there, Fossey, but I think probably at the moment with injuries and things like that for Dromana, they're probably looking the more vulnerable.
Yeah, look, they are. This is a huge game. Remembering Dromana, of course, the two-time reigning premiers back to 2019, and we've had finals venues announced this week, AJ, so everything's set in stone. We've got this far, which we haven't got this far in the last 2 years. Fantastic to see, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of finals venues, for Division 1, it will be Rosebud and the Frankston Bombers, and in Division 2 will be Rye and the Chelsea Footy Club, and then obviously the two grand finals will be played at Frankston Park. So, look, obviously some pretty good venues there. Frankston's been redeveloped, and that's made it a state-of-the-art facility. So I've got no issues with those clubs being selected.
I think the common denominator is netball. They're all access to netball courts. They're close, so to keep the community together, I think that's a great outcome.
But you know what's going to happen, Big Chief, if it gets to the stage where the Bombers get to the finals and the Bombers happen to win a final, then potentially they're playing a game on their home ground, and you're going to say, well, they're playing second on the ladder who lost last week. They're playing second. They've finished fourth or fifth, and they're playing a home final. And that's wrong. That's what supporters will say. It's natural. That's what they will say.
I'm sure they've probably got the capabilities to switch those ground venues around.
Yeah, but
Is it an
advantage? Do you think it's an advantage? I don't. The finals means a bit more, I think. So a home deck. Yeah, but geez, if you're going out there, it's for the intention of winning a final.
Can sometimes work the other way, a bit of added pressure playing at home in a final. So
definitely, Craig.
Can work both ways. But I hear where Vossi's coming from. Supporters might be saying, well, why isn't it being played at a neutral ground? But that's the decision that's been made. And
well, realistically, Rosebud aren't going to play finals in Division 1, so
Rye.
But if it falls to it, then the Bombers game goes to Rosebud, and then that other game goes to the Bombers ground. It's pretty much as easy as that, really.
Same scenario, maybe with Chelsea.
Yeah, I think that'll probably be the same thing. Rye won't play finals in Division 2, so if Chelsea do make the finals, then I'm sure they'll play at Rye. And it eliminates that. It's pretty easy. It's just a change of days, really.
But a long way off between those two, and a lot of important football in the next 3 to 4 weeks.
Well, the Bombers play Red Hill today, and you expect the Bombers to win that game. They were my lock this morning on the footy show. I think they'll win this afternoon, which will put them a game clear of one of these two sides and equal with the other side, depending on who wins this game. And a game clear of the other side that loses if the Bombers happen to win. So it's massive. So we're up to round 15. This is round 15 in Division 1 and round 16 in Division 2 today. So we're looking forward to a big day of local football. 2 games in the AFL. Collingwood playing Port Adelaide. And Stephen Caniglio's a late change for the Giants against Sydney. So I had to quickly rush to my super coach and flick him around and get him out of there. So he's out. So
not that all-important super coach, Vossi.
Oh, look, when you're playing for I'm in a money league, thank you. So it is very important, thank you, AJ. So I've got no kids and I've got plenty of time, man. You got a son, so you've got no time in your hand to do something like that. So
well, money bags, boss.
How was life without your son this week? Would have been hard, but how did you get on?
No, that was the hardest part of the whole week. I was fortunate that I literally had no symptoms in terms of affecting from COVID. Obviously, I sound nasally, but I've had that for 5 weeks through the RSV that the young fella had. So I literally did not change one bit. So I was very fortunate that, as I said, the hardest part was knowing that if I opened the door where I was in the bedroom, that I could see him, but he wasn't able to come and see me.
And how was he behaved when the fact that he couldn't come and see you?
No, he was all right. He wasn't too bad in the end. He kind of worked out. We kind of just said, we just had to say I was sick, so it wasn't too bad. But I tell you what, Vossi, it was like having my own butler. You were right on the coverage last week. I tell you what, knock on the door. I wouldn't mind a drink. Wouldn't mind something to eat. Just arrive to the door to a little tat, tat, tat.
Just the trick next time is just to get yourself a little bell.
Yeah.
Because your wife's maiden name was Butler, wasn't it?
No, Botten. You were close.
I was thinking, one of my Facebook friends said
it was close.
Butler. There you go. So I was very close.
Yeah. But she was a butler for the week, that's for sure.
Won't even go there with my wife. There'd be solicitor letters involved, I think.
I'm lucky she's at work, so she won't be listening to this.
But no, she got through a week, but not pulling out her hair or anything, looking after your son.
No, we were fortunate enough that those two didn't get COVID, so we did the right thing, which was good.
Happy days.
But, speaking of that at the moment, boys, it hasn't been too bad this year across the league. It's a couple of teams have been affected here and there, but it hasn't been as major a problem for clubs as probably many clubs thought it might be.
I think I think it's more a watch this space, Craig. I reckon August will be the worst part of it. It's really starting to ramp up once again. And I know so many people that are either isolating or who have got it. And I know that Sorrento had a few out last week with COVID, but they're back. So I think it's going to start to spread from now.
I know a club in the Southern Footy League down south, Carramway, had forfeited last week due to that many players out, so they had to forfeit the whole round.
Yeah.
So it's
get your booster shots. I got my 16th booster today, so
I can't.
I'm well and truly covered. So
I've got to wait.
Why?
Because if you get COVID, you got to wait a certain
3
amount
months.
of time.
You wait 3 months. Yeah.
Oh, you do you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah, 3 months you've got to wait before you you have your next shot. So, but anyway, AJ, you're back with us today, and looking forward to the game this afternoon. I guess the sunshine and the breeze makes conditions pretty good this afternoon.
Yeah, pretty tough going to one end, pretty blustery, but it looks like the conditions will hold out from where we spoke about on, I think it was Wednesday that we might have put a thing up, but
I'm just looking at the ruck set up here for Sorrento with John Crode and the formatting they're doing out there. So,
well, I tell you what, we've spoken about it a fair bit, but just looking out there, Sus, it's pretty handy when you look out and you've got Mitch Hallahan come back in. Kyle Dunkley has come back in last week. Then you've got Shannon Gladman, you got Liam Fraser, Zach Burns, Lee Paholke, James Brigden. I think I said Nick Marston potentially. So there's 8 players that have come in this week.
And in the reserves?
There was an influx.
Yep, but who...
Daisy Thomas did play.
Yep.
So...
And one of the Brigden boys?
Yeah, Luke Brigden played in the twos as well, so he could be back in the next few weeks to strengthen Sorrento's back line.
How many games has Stacey played in the twos now?
Probably 4 or 5.
So he's basically qualified.
Yeah, he's qualified, yeah. So the thing is, why he doesn't play seniors, it's all about his Triple M commitments. He gets to play early, and then he can shoot off and do the night game. That's why.
Is he going to play? Like Sorrento in the finals, first of all.
In the twos? Yeah, he'll play. Yeah.
So Sorrento are guaranteed finals?
No, they're not. I think they're 5th or 6th at the moment. So
if they make it, he'll play?
I would assume so. It just all depends on his schedule.
Boy, oh boy, that'd be something to go. 11:40 in the morning or whatever it is, Sus, to go there. I tell you what, wouldn't mind going to see that one.
Yeah, it could be a nice little... well, they're only 3-4 weeks away finals, so...
Equal fourth in the Resies at the moment after that win today.
And what was it? So actually before, what's the percentage? 83.
Pines are 99.44.
But that percentage will go up due to the fact that
they won by 89 points.
Yeah, that percentage will go up, and they kept their opposition to a very, very low score as well. But here this afternoon, it is Dromana versus Sorrento. We're getting towards that business end of the season. This is round 15 of Division 1. It's a game that both sides just have to win. Dromana have been up and down with their form. Sorrento, I think Sorrento lost to, was it Mount Eliza last week they lost to? And, so all of a sudden, Sorrento seemingly away from the top 2 on the ladder, and Dromana trying to hang on to a spot in the top 5. So it's going to be fantastic.
Pretty handy to see Bywater and Paholke start on the bench.
Yeah, Curtis Bywater, he's running behind his players. He lost track of where all the boys went. He must have been held up by the trainer or something in the rooms. Yes, Sus.
And welcome to all our radio listeners on RPPFM 98.7 and 98.3.
Hope you can stay with us right throughout the afternoon. But the Battery Order Mornington match of the day is about to get underway. AJ.
Absolutely. It looks like James Brigden will go to Billy Quigley as he did in that first encounter between these two. Billy Quigley was on fire early. I think kicked 3 first quarter goals, so he'll need to tighten up to see if they can make that a difference. But the first siren has been blown. Ruckman do battle. Croden Gertz. Gertz gets the ball back. Collier. He goes by foot inside forward 50 looking for Gormley. And he has been paid the mark straight away.
Did that hit the ground? I reckon that could have hit the ground. If he's paid a free kick, I could almost cope with that. But I reckon that dropped to the ground, AJ.
So a pretty good start for Dromana. Gormley's going to go in short, looking for that man in Billy Quigley. We did mention before that Brigden needs to be close checking him, and he's let him slip in. And Billy Quigley will line up for goal number 1.
He kicked 3 in the first quarter, the first time they played. I don't think he kicked a goal after that. So This will be a fantastic start for Dromana if he can get this without Sorrento touching the ball.
So in the seconds, the majority of the score was going towards the end that Dromana are kicking to as Billy quickly comes in and he gets on the board. Dromana get there first. Under a minute. They're one straight 6. Sorrento yet to score.
Premier Traditional Home sponsoring the scoreboard, of course.
Thanks to our other sponsors, Battery World and Mornington for the match of the day. Also to Bridgestone Select Mornington, Icon Sports Melbourne.
Of course.
And Jones Lapino doing the best on ground.
Thank you to Eliza Meats for supplying the meat tray again for us today.
So a good start from Dromana. It's back into the middle here, Vossi.
It is back in the middle. Sorrento haven't touched the ball so far. And they're going to get another free kick here. Dromana, it's going to go to Billy Gertz. Gets the hand pass off and they're away. They've got the chance to load up once again. They go to half forward. Good stretch. Takes the mark at half forward. The man dropped the mark is Ben Tovey. He is going to kick from close to 50 metres. He's at right half forward flank. He's 4 or 5 metres inside the boundary line. It's not the easiest shot, but I'll tell you, he's got plenty of open goal face here. He's just got to maybe put that out towards the left goal post and bring it back. So lining up for a 12-point lead in the first 2 minutes of play, has the shot, and that didn't come back at all. It just come off a little bit rough off the boot, through from behind, but Dromana do have a 7-point lead. 1-1-7, and Sorrento are yet to score, and this is a massive gun in Division 1 in the context of the whole season, AJ.
Absolutely. Charlie Stokes to bring the ball back in. He's been in great form for Sorrento this year. He's going to go in short looking for Miles Paholke, another one who's probably going to be up in the league best and fairest votes. He goes in short to the Silver Fox, Dan Grant. So Grant has a few options. He's going to come out longer looking for Nick Corp. Nick Wood was standing under it for Sorrento. Mitch Hallahan back in the lineup. He tries to burrow his way through and we'll get a stoppage right in front of where we're broadcasting here on the wing. Pierce Street Reserve, Dromana.
Fair bit happening off the ball, just a bit of physicality being shown.
Yeah, Brigden's gone down. Don't know how big a job he's got today looking after Billy Quigley. Croydon Gertz doing battle. Josh Gertz by hand. Dabrowski, he gets the quick clearing kick, but it can't go too far. Quigley just pushes his opponent off. He goes by hand over to Sam Gertz. Gardner tries to run him down. Ball goes inside forward 50 over the back. Will that go through? It'll go through for a minor. Dromana 1-2-8. Sorrento pretty much yet to go past the halfway mark. Vossi.
Very much so. That's a poor kick. And Daniel Grant just stood there flat-footed. And that enabled Dromana to come in and take the mark. It is Tovey who's going to take the mark. And Daniel Grant, hang your head on that. That was disgraceful. He just thought it was a case of, I'll take this mark, a cheap kick, and I'll move it on. But he didn't anticipate the anticipation that what Ben Tovey has got. And he will go back and have a real golden opportunity to put the second goal on the board. He has the shot. Oh, he's let Daniel Grant off the hook in a massive way there, boys. 1-3-9 Dromana. Yet to score Sorrento. 4.5 minutes played in the opening quarter.
Was that a double superlative, Vossi? Anticipation?
Oh, he's on fire early. Here's Michael Voss. Stokes goes in short to Fisher. He looks to Marston, who has it now. He's going to look for Burns or Fisher. Fisher takes the mark. He plays on. Almost run down by Andrews. Who can take the mark? Parker was standing in front there for Sorrento. Wood. He's dispossessed by War.
They are on here, Dromana, aren't they? They really look on at the moment. And Sorrento just at 5% off at the moment, boys.
So Hughes has gone into the ruck against Gertz. Polke's come on to the full forward. Hallahan. He just tries to get the ball forward. Gertz. Marcus Gardner gets a quick kick forward looking for Corp. Can't take the mark. Billy Quigley's had a stack of it already. Josh Gertz. Ball was intercepted and we'll get a throw in right in front of the Dromana coach's box here at Pierce Street Reserve. Michael Voss.
I'll tell you what, this is what Dromana are fearing right now. 5.5 minutes of domination. They've had 4 shots at goal for only a 9-point lead. They can't let Sorrento get a goal here. They've just got to make sure that they get the next one to try and maintain this dominant start. Quick kick for Sorrento towards half forward. leading in the race to the ball there. Dromana will win out now. Long kick towards half forward. And a good effort there by Toby, who's been in it early. I think 3 or 4 touches early. Still a chance. Gormley. It was he tackled over the shoulder. Nose to the umpire. His head was bowed. And the umpire said, I'm going to ball it up 55 metres out from the Dromana goal. But if Sorrento all of a sudden take it down the other end, all that dominant start is for nothing at the moment.
Yeah, if you're just tuning in, a lot of the goals in the reserves went down towards the entrance end where Dromana are kicking. So
northeasterly wind, just around, I'd say maybe a goals advantage.
Thank you, Jane Susovic.
Oh, God. Oh.
Don't even go there, Vossi.
So the ball's going to be thrown in right in front of the Dromana club rooms here.
Anything for you there, Frank. Don't worry about it.
Hughes and Billy Gertz in the ruck. Hughes able to win this one. Ball hasn't moved anywhere yet. Brigden, he's set upon. And we'll get another stoppage just on the half-back flank here towards the Dromana end. 1-3-9 playing yet to score Sorrento. Dromana are going to win a free kick here. Fraser just held on to Terry Wheeler a bit too long. Gormley tries to just sneak through. The free kick is going to Gormley. He goes with that awkward-looking kicking style in, and he's found Josh Gertz. The Sorrento back line have just been a step behind at the moment.
Like, the space was there for the Dromana player and Josh Gertz to lead into, and it just there, and Sorrento just got no answers at the moment. They're 9 points behind, but they should be 4 goals behind right now. We're only 7.5 minutes into the game. Josh Gertz, who had a fantastic game against Red Hill a few weeks ago on Queen's birthday weekend. He'll kick from 40. He has the shots. He has missed.
They're letting them off here, Michael Voss.
Oh, they are indeed, AJ. 1-4-10 Dromana, Premier Traditional Home scoreboard. Sorrento haven't taken it past half forward at the moment. They are 0.
So Charlie Stokes with the ball. He has one bounce. A little bit of candy. He goes out long looking for Brigden, but that's going to go out of bounds on the full. Dromana will be able to recharge here.
They've still got a window, Sorrento here, haven't they? Dromana have had all the play, and it could come back to haunt them later. It's just...
I think we're probably underselling the advantage to this end a little bit here, Sus. So War goes in short, almost chopped off by Gladman.
But 5 shots, AJ, to zip. That's what it comes down to.
Absolutely. Dromana are going to go load up and go inside forward 50 once again, but standing all alone for Sorrento is Miles Paholke, and he takes the intercept mark.
We'll get to Craig shortly with some scores.
He's in a little bit of trouble here. He's going to have to go on the left. Ball's been smothered. Daniel Grant by hand over to Gardner. He shrugs 1. He shrugs 2, but he can't get through to 3rd, and that is holding the ball. Dromana all over Sorrento here early.
It's a small brigade for Dromana that's doing the damage at the moment.
One down looks like Dromana here at the moment, as one of the players is coming off, looks like with a dislocated shoulder. And the goal's being converted.
The goal was kicked for Dromana.
So Ristrom coming off with looks like a dislocated shoulder or broken collarbone there, boys.
2-4-16 plays 0. Craig, got any scores?
Yeah, just a couple of early scores through Premier Traditional Home scoreboard. Crib Point 7, Chelsea 1, Rye 15, Hastings 7, Mornington 7, Langwarrin 6, and Somerville 2 goals, 1-13 to Pearcedale's 1 goal. I'll just quickly see if I can pull up some other DIV1 scores. Of course, there is a late game in Division 1 today as well, which of course we won't be able to bring you those particular scores. Edithvale and Aspendale 4, Mount Eliza 1 goal 6, Red Hill 7, Frankston Bombers yet to score.
So quick kick for Sorrento towards half forward. They have been hit hard early by Dromana, who have a 16-point lead. Dromana looking to clear again. They get the ball over towards Wheeler. And now long kick for Dromana towards Andrews, who goes back. He's got 5 on his nearest opponent, but then the Sorrento defence did well to cut him off at the pass. Hand pass over the top. Chance for another goal. It is Aiden behind it all. Boy, they are letting him off. 2-5-17 Dromana, yet to score Sorrento. And boy, oh boy. Volatile might have to come down during the week. Give us some practice here, AJ.
You might have to, Michael Voss. So Stokes is going to bring the ball back in once again. He's going to go out to the far side from the commentary side that we're broadcasting from. Corp comes over the top. Burns gets a quick kick forward. Not much there. The ball's going to bounce out. What's the umpire going to do here? He says throw it in just in front of the Colin Matthews wing.
So that's as deliberate as you can get. But you don't... Yeah. I reckon I've seen it paid maybe twice in 5 years or something. So that being the case, it's a fair enough call. But that's the sort of thing you pay in AFL. No doubt about that. Is the... What's the umpire giving
you can see the boundary umpire throwing the ball back in and how much the wind took that. So there is a fair advantage heading down towards the clubroom end here in the first quarter, Vossi.
Very much so. And Dromana are all over Sorrento at the moment, and Sorrento need to find a way through. Just maybe take a bit of possession, try and take a bit of sting out of things at the moment, because Dromana are killing them. They get the ball forward and they just rebound it out, but they just haven't been able to put the score on the board. That 2-5 probably should be at least 5-2, probably 6-1 on the scoreboard here at the moment. Ball at halfback for Sorrento. A long kick down the line. And marker out of bounds from the full. Either way is fine. The mark has been taken on this occasion for Dromana. And they can go up towards half forward with the kick. Ball comes to the back numbers with Sorrento. Daniel Grant gets a hand pass. And now kick down towards centre wing. Going up but no mark taken. Ball on the ground. The umpire has given a free kick, and it is a free kick going to go to Dromana. So they will load up again from centre wing. They're up by 17 points at the moment with 13 minutes in the opening quarter. It's Dromana 2-5-17. Sorrento yet to score Premier Traditional Home scoreboard.
So ball was just hacked forward by Crode, but he's turned it over. He was looking for Nick Corp. Dromana going to look to switch the play here. They've got a couple of players out. So Sorrento have done well just to block this passage so far. Ball was through Musciali. He's going to go in and found a good target there with his teammate. That's not a great kick. It's just been at the bootlaces there. Oh, I'm not sure that was a free kick, Michael Voss. I think that was pretty lucky.
He waited for it too a bit, didn't he?
That was Marcazani.
Not a hell of a lot in it, Big Chief.
No, but the umpire's call was a bit delayed. He's paying something extra here.
I reckon this is going to be reversed here.
So there is a bit happening off the ball, just a couple of spot fires around.
It looks like that was against Geordie Andrews, I reckon.
But you know, it's a local rivalry. You expect a little bit of angst between the two sides. So mark is taken by Nick Marston in front of us. He goes in short. That's a poor kick and enables Dromana to go. They can get it and go to centre half forward, but that is a poor kick. That was a worse kick. Jai Taylor had it. He went to the centering kick, but there was just no one there to help him out with the mark. So the ball is out on centre wing with Nick Wood, who's got it. He goes to the kick down the line towards Daniel Grant, who isn't going to get to that contest. In fact, it's sort of mark. No, it's a play on call. The umpire now say holding the ball.
What is James Brigden doing? Why has he tried to play on there, boys? Just go back.
He did take the mark, didn't he?
Yeah, he took the mark. So go back and just steady up for Sorrento. They're just being a little careless at the moment, Vossi.
Yeah, it's a vital game. Winner will be in the 5 tonight. The loser will be...
So there's another free kick against them.
The free kick count, I'm counting 6-2 at the moment.
So Dromana with the free kick. They go in short. Ball comes to the back. It's going to be an advantage. They will get it and go. Runs to 50. A long kick at goal. It bounces through. And the goal has been kicked for Dromana. It's their third, and it is Sam Dirts, the man who kicked the goal. So The Gertz boys having a bit of an influence early, as well as Ben Tovey for Dromana. They're up to 3-5-23. Sorrento are yet to score, and that score is right. And Sorrento, all of a sudden, with all those players back, AJ, it's only early, but boy, oh boy, they need to arrest the side fast.
Well, this is what they've done all year, haven't they? They've let sides get an early lead, and they've always had to fight back in that second quarter.
As early as last week.
Yep. The ball back in the middle. Ruckman do battle. Johnny Crode's got to start to run and jump at him. Brigden. He gets a clearing kick going forward, looking for Corp. Plenty of numbers around him. Gladman. He goes out wider to Dabrowski. He drops it. Turnover. Dean Moore goes up the field. Ball's come to the half-forward line. Ward once again by hand. Over to Hutchison. The umpire's called for it. He just slipped there, unfortunately, Jay Hutchison. They're out once again. Their play's been superb early, Vossi.
So is Port Adelaide's, Craigo.
Yeah, they're up by, 18 points into the time on in the first quarter.
Pretty stock standard for Collingwood, though. They'll come back. Done it every other week.
You'd be pleased to know Mornington are out of the box as well. Kick clear of Langwarrin at the moment. They were a couple of goals up, 22-6 at the moment down there at Mornington.
Josh Newman kicked 2.
I was about to say he's probably had an influence us. I saw someone last night, a very strong Mornington supporter, and he was actually telling me he thought Mornington were a genuine chance today. So very early in the game, but boy, oh boy, you don't see many sides get a chance to go 18-0. It'll be 16 if they win today. It's not Langwarrin.
So Sorrento have got the free kick here on the far side. Nick Wood with the ball. He goes up the line looking for Corp. Just pushed out of it. Can't take the mark, but he gets a clearing kick going forward looking for Johnny Crode. Doesn't bounce kindly. Dromana able to repel here through Musgrave. He goes long. Looking for Wheeler, but it's gone out of bounds on the full. Ethan King will bring the ball back in for Sorrento. He's going to go down the line looking for that man again, Nick Corp. Ball doesn't get to him. Quick handball out. Smothered out there for Dromana. Ball just on the ground. Scrappy conditions here, although the ground's held up pretty well. Ball out in front of Mitch Parker. That's a great pick up from him. He goes by hand. Puts Marcus Gardner under a bit of pressure, and the umpire will call for it, and we'll get another stoppage.
So Sorrento still looking for their first score, and we're 90 seconds off going into time on in the opening quarter. Ball over the line once again. So it's Dromana 3-5-23. Sorrento yet to score. 4th versus 6th in this game. And 5th is Frankston. They play Red Hill this afternoon. So 4th and 5th could look a little bit different tonight depending on who wins this afternoon. Very important games in both Division 1 and Division 2. Boundary thrown resulted in a free kick. And now it's a long kick inside attacking 50 for Sorrento. Or it's just inside attacking 50, probably just on it. In fact, mark taken, so 55 out from goal. Now they can go towards between centre half forward and full forward. The mark was dropped. Dromana should be able to get the ball and get it out of there. They, in fact, are held up at centre half back, but that should have been a mark 20 metres out directly in front, but the Sorrento player didn't quite judge it properly there, AJ.
They certainly didn't. That was the player in Nick Corp. The ball at the 50-metre mark for Sorrento. Nick Wood. He goes by hands to Stokes. That's a better kick, and he's going to get one for down the ground here against Billy Gertz. So Dabrowski has it. He plays on. He's going to go long. Who can he find? Putting it in the Hughes direction. Can't take the mark. Dromana have done this well all quarter. They've rebounded.
Geez, they're full of run, aren't they?
They certainly are, Sus.
You call me the mayor. Well, I'll tell you what. Well, actually, among others. But I'll tell you what, you could be the senator of Sorrento.
Yeah.
How do you reckon Lee Paholke's going to be talking to him at quarter time, AJ?
Not very well, I don't think. A few expletives, Bossy, around discipline.
The way they've been setting up as well, because Dromana just set themselves up down about 20 metres out from goal, and then they just lead from there, and Sorrento have been awake to it so far.
So another free kick going Dromana's way, this time to Billy Gertz. He's going to play on. The umpire's
50.
So the big man's going to have a shot. He's still your number one side if you're picking a team of the year. Number one big man.
Yep.
And that 50, I reckon, is just a quite 75. If you look at the marking or the contest where on the wing there, it was right in front of the Colin Matthews wing, and that's 75 metres.
Gee, I'd like to buy some real estate off you.
You might get a job over in the Com Games doing the discus throwing or something.
Javelin.
So Billy Gertz for goal number 4 for Dromana, and they are letting Sorrento off the hook. They've got a good lead. We're heading towards quarter time, but 9 shots to 0 says they should be further in front, and they should be. Scores from around the grounds, Craigo?
Yeah, just in DIV1, Mount Eliza 8, Edithvale Aspinall 5, Red Hill 19, Frankston Bombers are 6 at the moment. No score through from the other 2 games. And just quickly in Div2, Kringle 2 goals up on Seaford, Mornington 22, Langeron 12, Devon Meadows 23, Tyab 6, and Rye 18, Hastings 14, Crip Point 21, Chelsea 8, and Somerville 13, Pisdale 9.
Sorrento going to go inside forward 50, but not too well. That was a scrubber from Corp. He found Hughes. He's been dispossessed. And another free kick to Dromana here. They just can't get it past that 50-metre mark at the moment, Michael Voss.
No, they definitely can't, and they're just lacking belief in what they're doing out there at the moment. Dromana just have got all the answers, except where it matters most. They should be further in front on the scoreboard. Kick towards half forward, but it's going to be cut off here for Sorrento. Now they will go with a switch out towards half back. Broadcast side mark taken by Nick Marsden, who's got it. Gets a hand pass. And now the quick kick down the line towards half forward. Shannon Gladman was trying to get to the ball, but it's kicked off the ground out towards the wing, and the umpire says, I'm going to ball it up on true centre wing here, or just, in fact, just the attacking side of centre wing for Sorrento. And the scoreboard reads 3-6-24, plays 0. Dromana up by 24 points, and we're 24 minutes in the opening quarter on the Premier Traditional Home scoreboard.
So ball up in the air. Fist there from Stokes from behind. Quick handball out to Sam Gertz. He releases to Josh Gertz. He's looking for Andrews, but standing in the hole was Miles Polke, who's been awarded the mark. He's going out to the far side looking for Nick Wood. He's found him. He just rolls and goes. Not a great kick, and they've turned the ball over once again. So Dromana can load up. Daniel Grant in there intercepting. He goes by hand into the middle of the ground looking for Marston. He goes by hand, putting Zach Burns under pressure. Nick Marston, you just have to get the ball on the boot. So the ball's going inside Dromana's forward 50. That was 3 times now Nick Marston has sold his teammate under pressure. Rourke Fisher, he goes by foot to Mitch Hallahan, who tries to keep the ball back in. Probably would have been better off taking it out. So the pressure's on here, and a free kick is going to be given, and that was just silly from Mitch Hallahan. Didn't need to do that. Nick Collier has the ball.
But you know what? Going back to that free kick in the middle, it's all about not telling your opponent you're hot. You're hot.
It's the pressure that Sorrento are under. You need to know that the tempo of Dromana is clearly up at the moment, and they're well on top. And it's just silly from Nick Marston, who's probably one of the better users of the football and decision makers.
So Dromana, I think the scoreboard's actually a point better off for Dromana. I think they're 3-6 to 0. Siren has gone at quarter time. A shot at goal has it snuck in? They're claiming it. Now, what's
It's
the
hit the
umpire?
post.
There was players
It
around
looked like
it.
it's hit the post.
They're trying to claim it anyhow.
Yeah.
No, it's a point. Okay, so
It hit the post.
3-7-25 at quarter time. And Sorrento are yet to score and, well, 25 points in front. It's a good lead, but I'll tell you what, they could be so much further in front. We'll take a break. You're listening and watching RPPFM.
Everyone knows Australia has 4 big banks, but the 5th biggest retail bank is snapping at their heels. It's a bank that's been around for over 160 years, can be found in over 500 locations nationwide, looks after over 1.8 million customers, and is regularly voted one of the most trusted brands out of all the thousands of brands in Australia. Who is this fantastic number 5? Yep, it's Bendigo Bank. The better big bank.
More and more people with a taste for quality are shopping at Eliza Meats. Kevin and his lean team pride themselves on the finest cuts, from juicy steaks and roasts to high-grade mince and sausages. And Eliza Meats are the gourmet specialists. Inquire about Eliza Meats Spit Hire. Phone 9787 4473 for a mouth-watering meal fit for a king. It's all at Eliza Meats. See our sponsor Kevin at Eliza Meats, 112B Mount Eliza Way, a station sponsor.
Need your property painted, but you don't want to just trust any painter with your asset? Give Wow Factor Painting Solutions a call. We're based on the Mornington Peninsula and specialise in high-quality painting solutions. We are proud members of the Master Painters Victoria and the Dulux Accredited Program. For a free quotation, visit wowfactorps.com.au or call 0475 448 285. Wow Factor Painting Solutions, a station sponsor.
Battery World now open in Mornington.
We know batteries. We know our 75 D23Ls from our DIN 65 LHs. And we know which is best for you. We have the range and a spark no one else can match, because we live and breathe batteries. Those beautiful boxes and cylinders that power our lives and our passions. That's why we're the batteryologists. We're Battery World.
Battery World Shop 1, 43 Mornington Tyre Road, Mornington.
Welcome back to Pier Street, Dromana, where the home side, Dromana, lead Sorrento 3-7-25, and Sorrento yet to score, although probably should be a lot further in front at the moment, Michael Voss, because they have been kicking with a very strong breeze and they've had 10 shots on goal.
So it is a 10 shots on goal, as you said. So, you know, they definitely should be further in front, that is for sure. And Sorrento have got some soul searching to do at quarter time, because they're just lacking that intensity. They're lacking the spark out there to generate some good ball movement, and they're in a lot of trouble at the moment.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Dromana, John Ristrom has either broken his collarbone or dislocated his shoulder, so we'll get confirmation of that either at quarter time or half time, but he is certainly doesn't look like he'll play any further part.
So
it's not all in your face. Alright, so the ball can be played better on the ground more. Right, so we're going to open it up. We're trying to open up through the middle here. Right, we might get right across to this side, similar to 2 weeks ago. Right, but our intensity is much better. That's where it starts. But about one thing that we can really work on is
Rosemans has about their game. They get the ball and they stop and prop, and it's just Dromana's just ambushing them at every opportunity. So they're just doing a great job at stopping them getting some decent ball forward. So they've just got to play smarter football. If you're measuring a pressure rating like they do in the AFL, I still don't know how they do that, but Sorrento's would definitely be right down, and Dromana's would be through the roof at the moment.
And I think the difference between the sides have definitely been in the middle. The midfielders for Dromana have been well on top, but also Dean Moore off half-back has set up a number of plays through half-back and through the middle.
Yes, he always does, but
Keep going.
still getting their final words from their coach.
So after this quarter-time break, we're going to head to Peter Susovic, who is standing in the Dromana huddle. So we will hear from him about what Matt Price had to say just in a second. But you'd be pretty happy if you're a Dromana right now, Bossy. 10 scoring shots to nothing.
You'd definitely be happy, but they should be so much further in front. We've said it a few times during that first quarter. Sus, you got us out there.
Matt, how'd you like the quarter?
Our intensity was much better. Last week we got found out against the Bombers. They were just fantastic around the ball. So we spoke about it all week about our intensity, and it was much better today. So
maybe some lost opportunities, you think?
Oh, look, it'd be nice to be 6 goals 3 or 7 goals 3 rather than 3-7. But the intent's there, so we can keep that up, we'll be fine.
Any idea what you're looking forward to this quarter?
We just got to keep that up and make sure we carry the footy into the wind a little bit and keep the score on.
Thanks, sir.
So thanks to Matt Price there, who was able to give us a few words to Peter Susovic at quarter time. So we're going to get a start underway here in the second quarter at Pier Street. As we mentioned, if you just tuned in, Dromana 3-7 playing Sorrento yet to score, and that is correct. Just as Matty Gertz, a former Sorrento and Dromana player, he's called a 5-goal win, Bossy.
Craig, you went to the Sorrento huddle?
A few choice words from Lee Paholke. He believes that they're too crowded in the centre, watching the ball go over their heads from the centre tap-out. Less errors and more man-on-man marking.
As the ball started and is thrown up, hasn't even moved that far here. Brigden was just thrown around into the mud. He'll get that all day, Vossi, as a tagger. So umpire's going to throw the ball up once again. Mitch Allahan putting his head over the footy. He's a welcomed addition for Sorrento. Good tackle from Kyle Dunkley. And we'll get another stoppage. Ball thrown up, Crode and Gertz. Crow just butters up, Brigden on the ground. He can't get the ball out. The umpire is going to call for it once again.
Of course, Kyle Dunkley, for those of you watching at home or listening, that brother of Josh, the Western Bulldogs Josh, and played 3 or 4 games himself.
Absolutely. So Marcus Gardner, he comes away with it. He gets a clearing kick forward, looking for Dan Hughes on Dean Moore here. He tries to use his strength. He tries to push off, and that is just holding the ball. Great work from Dean Moore. He's been fantastic for Dromana to start. He goes in short. That's a beautiful kick. He's found Tovey. He's got Mustrali looking out wide, though he's sold Musgrave under a bit of pressure. Dean Moore's got it. He goes on his left with a bit of a floater. Ball comes out. Dunkley a prize tackle there for Sorrento. Ball's currently in front of the coach's box and it's going to go out, and we'll get a throw in front of the Dromana's coaching box here. So it's been a bit of a better start from Sorrento, but the pressure has been right up from Dromana, that's for sure. But if you're Sorrento, you're going to go and try and isolate Dan Hughes on Dean Moore. Big height difference there. So the shallow throw in. Crow tries to just get the ball forward for Sorrento. Burns. Ball just bouncing around. We'll get another throw in.
It was interesting at the huddle that Dromana heavily mentioned that they've been in this posse before and they've let leads slip. So, very interesting.
Umpire's given a free kick before that ruck throw in, has he? Or is he just telling the players to settle down? No, he's just telling the players off, just no grabbing before the ball comes back in. There's a hand pass over the top by Terry Wheeler out towards the boundary line. Goes over for a boundary run. And we should mention our other great sponsors as well. Jones Lapino, of course. Dean Moore leading for the best player on the ground. The Jones Lapino Real Estate of Mornington, best on ground. And should also Bendigo Bank. Wonderful sponsors, AJ.
Absolutely, a number of wonderful sponsors. Let us do what we can do on a weekend. Vossi is Nick Wood. He goes by hand. Ethan King by hand, but he sailed Mitch Hallahan under a bit of pressure and he's given away a free kick. Sam Gertz will be the recipient. He's going to go in with a low Chisler.
That is a beautiful kick.
And they've just started on fire once again. Josh Gertz. He's gone out wide. Mark dropped there by Dean Moore. Taylor, he goes in looking for Geordie Andrews and he just uses his body well. And they are just all over him here, Dromana. Sorrento just have no answers whatsoever.
They're flat-footed.
Absolutely.
Well, that was one of the key things Lee Paholke said at half-time, at quarter time, don't let your man get away from you.
So Andrews will line up for his first goal of the afternoon. Kicking into a bit of a breeze here. His shot goes right to the line.
Jeez. That's a goal.
And it has been given a goal, so Sorrento can't even spoil it on the line at the moment, boys. That is how poor their afternoon has been so far. And they do not look like a top 5 contender on this form.
Not at that. They're missing Sorrento definitely missing out of the centre already, and we'll see what this ball up at Gertz is killing it as usual. We'll just see what the contest is here now.
So what they've tried to do in the ruck is, look, Johnny won't even go and Johnny Crode won't jump. He needs to jump into him. Billy Gertz wants to stand there and palm the ball.
And that's it. That's his cream.
The quick handball by Josh Gertz. That's a big tackle there from Mitch Hallahan. Quick kick from Cole Dunkley. Moving it forward, looking for Hughes. He takes the mark. He's got a one-on-one with Lee Paholke forward, who had 5 metres on his opponent. And the ball's gone long. He was looking for Nick Corp. And there's Sorrento's first score of the afternoon. Ball brought back in by Dromana. D. Moore has it out in the pocket. He's going to go up that far side. Booming left foot kick. Miles Polke, couple of juggles, but the ball goes over and we'll get a throw in.
Sorrento's last 3 games, YCW, Pines and Red. I think it was Red Hill the last game. So it's this week and next week huge in the context of Sorrento's season. But they don't win this today, then they're coming up against the short premiership favourites next week.
They need the 3 out of the 4, don't they, Vossi?
Well, it's so tight, Sus, I reckon you're right. So at the moment, they don't look like offering too much, but it can change in a heartbeat. Ball at half 40 for Sorrento. Dromana defending well as a free kick, and they've got a free kick for over the shoulder.
You mentioned it before, Sus, but the free kick count, I'd love to see it.
It's
and it's not saying that they're not there. I'm just saying that Sorrento have been very undisciplined.
Dean Wall with the ball, goes out towards half back. He gets to Jaden Tooth, and now the ball goes further. In fact, goes backwards. In fact, the mark has been taken. It was kicked by Marcus Arney. The mark has been taken at half back here for Dromana. 4:7:31 plays one behind. Kick out towards half back. Mark taken by Aidan Musgrave. Long kick down the line towards centre wing and going up. Miles Paholke couldn't take the mark. Ball on the ground. The umpire says, I'm going to ball it up.
Dromana are showing a lot of composure and just calling the ball on their terms at the moment.
It's Croden Gertz doing the ruck work. Mitch Hallahan, he just wants to extract something from the stoppages for Sorrento. Paholke, he's over it. He gets a quick handball. That's much better to Marcus Gardner. But it's spoiled through there by Aidan Musgrave, sorry. That was great work by him on the line against the bigger Dan Hughes. He brings the ball back in quickly. Nick Corp was going back with it. He couldn't take the mark. Marquezani. Slattery. He comes across to Gormley. He can come out wider to Terry Wheeler. But he's going to look inboard. He switches the play. That's a good kick. Though it's not marked there from the player in Crimmins. He tries to step around his opponent in Barber. That was better. Bywater. He just tries to break through. He's going to be dispossessed, and that is holding the ball. And he's given away a 50-metre penalty. Curtis Bywater, this is all just turning to absolute you-know-what for Sorrento here, boys.
I'll tip that's 40 metres.
So 29 points is the margin in favour of Dromana. Short pass, mark taken by Daniel Grant, who switches player towards half-back, but that's not at the greatest of kicks. Terry Wheeler should have marked that. As it was, he dropped it and didn't show a lot of true recovery on that one. Now the kick to half-forward. Daniel Hughes is tackled. He's tackled an illegal disposal, is it?
Oh,
jeez.
Oh, he played on. That's an incorrect decision right there. And this will get Sorrento potentially their first goal. And to be honest, AJ, they don't deserve it.
Yeah, that's.
I think the umpire might have been blindsided there and just didn't see what was happening on the other side of the other side. But the call's been made.
There's not much you can do about it now. He needs to go back and kick this one. Does Hughes? Just need to get something for Sorrento.
Yeah, there's a justice in the world, and there is a God in this world, and that has just proven it right there, because that wasn't a correct decision, and he's paid the price by kicking the point. So it wasn't. There you go.
I'm glad you're not splinters there, Vossi. Pretty
Certainly,
adamant about that one.
Certainly jumped the fence there, Vossi.
Well, wow, Esas, I'm right.
Correct. No, we all saw it in front of us there. But opportunities are now being wasted by Sorrento.
So it looks like a change in balls here. Maybe that might help Sorrento. It's Musciali. He's going to bring the ball back in. Big pack forms. Brigden stays down. He gets a quick kick forward. That's a scrubber, though. He was looking for Corp. He can't lay the tackle, though. Marquezani falls over. The umpire's going to call for it inside the forward 50 for Sorrento. Nearly 10 and a half minutes gone here in the second quarter. Crago, let's get to you for some scores around the grounds.
Yeah, Rosebud leading the Pines, Pines leading Rosebud now 37-34. Edith Vale Aspendale 12, Mount Eliza 10, and Red Hill 25, Frankston Bombers 7 in DIV1. And just quickly in DIV2, we've got Karingal 31, Seaford 2, Mornington 28, Langwarrin 13, Devon Meadows 36, Tyab 6, Rye 31, Hastings 17, Crib Point 33, Chelsea 10, and Pearsdale 19, Somerville 16.
Sorrento off to the races. They're still looking for their first goal. A high kick, and pulled up a little bit short there. I thought the player who kicked that ball. As it is, a kick comes in towards the forward pocket. Looking for Baholke. He's going to get a free kick. Lee Baholke wanted the free kick.
Played that very well.
Put the body in the right position. The umpire said, "Righto, Lee." Or kicks a bit like Josh Kennedy. Does Lee Baholke? He's got that sort of stance there for a little bit.
Crago, can you repeat that Crib Point Chelsea score, please? Just if people didn't listen to the Toe Punt Footy Show this morning.
Yeah, at the moment, Crib Point 5-3-33, Chelsea 1-4-10.
And Sean Foster's back playing too.
I got pressured in from a Michael Voss to change my vote back because I originally filled it out.
Yeah, but your belief's not really there. Your heart wasn't in it, Sas.
Well, I'll tell you now, he's kicked it. I can tell you now that Crib Point are doing very well.
So Sorrento getting their first on the board through Lee Paholke.
You're going to claim it, are you, Sas?
Oh, no. But I'm wrapped for Crib Point if they keep on progressing.
Just an update there too, Sus. Crib Point 33, Chelsea now 23.
Short, sharp 3 goals. And that's at Chelsea, isn't it, Craigo?
That is at Chelsea too. Correct, Chief?
So 13 minutes it took, or 12.5 minutes it took for Sorrento to get their first goal of this game. Back to a 22-point margin, 4-7-31, plays 1-3-9. The library thanks to Battery World of Mornington.
I can tell you that John Crode is not going to win a ruck contest doing what he's doing at the moment.
Billy Gertz is dominating. He's just shifted Crode out of the way there and got the ball down. But it comes Sorrento's way. A kick to half forward. Ball comes out. Gardner's got it on the left. Goes around the corner with the kick and the ball goes out of bounds on the full. So Dromana will clear from the right back pocket. So the margin is 22 points here in the match of the day. Dean Wall putting his hand up for the Jones Lapino Real Estate Best On Ground Award this afternoon as the kick comes out towards half back. Looking to go forward, but Sorrento with the numbers at the back of the contest. Now quick kick towards the centre of the ground. And somehow he took the mark there. Sam Gertz gets it off to his brother Josh. They're off to the races here. They've got the turnover and he goes long towards goal. It bounces in the square and plops. It does not go. The ball stays there and Sorrento will clear. It was going through for a goal all the world, but it just stood there and plopped. We found a soft spot on the ground, boys, and it's in Dromana's goal square.
Well, it doesn't help that it's landed in 16 foot of mud, Vossi. So Sorrento have got the ball out on the far wing. Brigden goes by hand. Gardner just steps around one. He's looking for Miles Paholke. Can he do anything going forward? No, he cannot. That was a great mark by Terry Wheeler for Dromana in his defensive 50.
But for those of you wondering, yes, we are at Dromana, and yes, the ground has improved a lot since probably, when did you put that up? Wednesday? Thursday?
Yeah, one of the days.
Wednesday, I think. You were still in lockdown, so one day's as bad as another, weren't they?
Yeah, I don't know what day it was. I know it's Saturday now, Vossi, that's for sure. Footy's on. So Stokes, he comes away with it. He's going to go long. Who can he find? Pack forms. No one can take a mark, but Marquezani comes away with it. He's almost run down by Dan Hughes. Crow just in the way for Sorrento. He gets the ball out in front of Wood. Pack forms. Big tackle. Johnny Crow just gets his left foot onto it. Brigden. Quigley, and he's doing an absolute number on him at the moment, Michael Voss.
Sorrento getting some momentum up, though.
As Quigley goes long, looking for Sam Gertz or Daniel Grant. Grant's giving away a free kick. Inside 50, Dromana go. Rourke-Fisher was in front of his man there in Andrews. Charlie Stokes picks the ball up from his feet. Paholke by hand. Ethan King, he goes by foot. Bit risky, but he's found Marston. He goes by hand. The overlap run there to Zach Burns. Gardner. Dobrowolski back to Gardner. He's going to be run down if he's not careful. He goes over by hand to Mitch Hallahan.
Oh.
Please move your vehicles immediately.
So another behind there to Sorrento. I was just trying to hear if that was my car, but hopefully not.
It might have been Voss.
Unless you got a BMW
Something
or a Yaris.
039.
Oh, I don't even know what me...
And you know what? The owner probably heard it, and the owner's probably not even listening and doesn't care.
Yeah, probably. So that's been given deliberate out of bounds out there, Vossi. As James Brigden brings the ball back in, he goes long. Can they muster something up here? Sorrento Hughes standing in the middle of the pack. Polke tried to run onto it, but he can't. Marquezani was almost run down from behind by Dobrowolski. Parker, Burns, he's going to run onto it. Quick kick forward. Who can take a mark? And here's that man in Dan Hughes. He has certainly lifted in this second quarter.
His strike rate isn't great, though, AJ.
No, it's not. Not at the moment. There's not many people with a good strike rate today, Sus.
$5.11 tick for the day. This to bring the margin back to 15 points. We're 17.5 minutes in the second quarter, and Daniel Hughes basically having a shot from a very similar spot to what he was only about 5 or so minutes ago. He has the shot. He misses again. Oh, and the crowd are just giving it to him too, AJ.
Absolutely.
That was a poor kick. That's 2 opportunities Sorrento have had. And all of a sudden, Sorrento have had a few opportunities this quarter. They've scored 1-5 to, I think, 1-2, I think it is this quarter. One straight this quarter.
And that's 2 opportunities directly in front.
And they are coach killers. They are volatile, bossy moments. They are all kinds of stuff, and they are not good. Long kick out of defence. There for Dromana out towards centre wing. No mark taken. Ball on the ground. Sorrento with the opportunity to go backwards now to come forwards. In fact, there's a free kick.
A trip.
And is that Shannon Gladman with the ball? It is. He goes in towards the centre of the ground towards Daniel Grant. This should be a very good kick. That is a beautiful kick.
That was much better ball movement from Sorrento coming through the middle. Daniel Grant, the Silver Fox. And having Leaper Holke back just straightens him right up, doesn't it? You can see he presents well right up the ground.
But Leaper Holke knew exactly what Daniel Grant was going to do, and Daniel Grant just basically 1-2 step, bang, and just put it out in front of him and said, you get that. And Leaper Holke was more than good enough to get that. So we're heading up towards time on in the second quarter. It's a 20-point margin to Dromana. Sorrento with about another 6 or so minutes of wind-assisted time in this quarter. Not a lot of wind, but it's certainly enough out there to create an advantage to both sides at both ends. He's put that through for a goal, so the margin is back to 14 points. Dromana at 4-7-31, Sorrento 2-5-17.
And we start to talk about if Sorrento do get another one now, that the pressure does mount on Dromana.
And that's the coach. I mean, the coach went into that at quarter time.
We did hear the score before, and I think they were about 2 goals in front, Mornington, maybe 2.5 goals in front against Langwarren.
Not anymore, unfortunately.
Well, I was about to say, if Langwarren lost today, then I'd hate to be Langwarren's next 2 opponents heading out to finish off the season if Langwarren lost today. But
15 points in front they are.
So Dan Hughes has gone into the ruck for Sorrento, and he started jumping already. Better move against Billy Gertz.
He's playing off him, isn't he? So, yeah, now Billy Hurts.
Knows.
Yep.
Much better body movement as well. He got himself in tight from a distance away. He doesn't just go and stand next to him, what Johnny Crode was doing.
I don't think there's anyone in it that can outmuscle Billy Gertz in the league at the moment. And hence he's playing
Sam
off.
Gertz has got it from the contest. He's going to go in with a chiseler, but standing there is Miles Paholke. He's going to go long over the top looking for Kyle Dunkley. Oh, and he spent it before. He's had it, I reckon.
Pulled it in.
Yeah, I reckon his thumb, he had a broken thumb before he came down to Sorrento, so I don't reckon it's right. Gertz gets it hit out it to advantage. Can't run onto it though. Shannon Gladman tries to come through. He's slung around. Dunkley. He goes by hand to Fraser.
Oh.
Barber puts his body over it. Dobrowolski tries to lay the tackle for Sorrento. That's a tackle there to Gladman. So the pressure's certainly lifted from both sides here, boys.
But when you come down and you get cleared just before the June 30 deadline, which Kyle Dunkley was, you're under pressure with a sore thumb to try and get the games into him to qualify, aren't you? So they're probably under a bit of pressure for that. So they've got to try and play him at this stage, AJ.
Probably, but you can always play him in the twos like they did the first game. So War, he comes out of the back line. So the pressure's certainly being applied here from Sorrento. Curtis Bywater comes in. He's going to try and get... What's happened here?
Off the ball.
Off the ball. A free kick.
Which umpire paid that free kick?
All the way back.
The one
here.
at centre half back down at the safety beach end.
Terry Wheeler's got it. Goes to the kick down the line towards Andrews. Dan Hughes' there has got it. He gets the defensive hand pass back. And now a quick kick forward it was by Rourke Fisher, but it was smothered off the boot. And didn't go too far at all. Wheeler a hand pass.
Does anyone actually go near Dean
again.
Moore?
I know. It's quite scary at the moment. He would have had, I reckon, probably 15 touches at least so far, I reckon, AJ.
Oh, it astounds me.
It's a bit like Finlay Bain, isn't it?
Yeah. And I reckon James Brigden, he's gone forward. I'm not sure whether he's gone as a direct matchup to maybe try and control him, but that's not working either.
So here's an opportunity for Dromana. And that is a shot. And that is a goal.
That's
and
a killer.
that is their fifth of the game. They are 5-7-37. We've played 23 minutes in the second quarter. Sorrento a 2-5-17. And that is on the Premier Traditional Homes scoreboard.
Billy Quigley has gone down back, so he's going to play off half back in this quarter.
As a watcher of footy, we like the calls off the ball. We just need to know what they are. That's all. So we see an umpire running in 50, 60 metres off the play. We just like to know what the play was.
So Gertz, he wins it easily. Gardner for Sorrento, he just cuts it off in front of Gormley. He's going to... That umpire further away again has called it a throw. So Gormley has the ball. He goes out wide. Mark taken there in front of the Colin Matthews sign. Looks like it was Crimmins. That was out in front of Andrews. That's a strong mark. Opposed to Rourke Fisher there.
Crimmins, didn't you train at Mornington, or was there a chance to go to Mornington?
No, played ones at Mornington and had some mates with Jai Taylor down here, so came down, and that was their parents that came up before Vossi. So
any relation, of course, to the great Hawthorn name of the 70s?
No.
So the ball's in the forward 50 for Dromana, but it's going to be worked out there by Gardner for Sorrento. Ball bounces not so kindly for Crimmins. Court battles out there. There's a throw being given against Dromana. It'll go Nick Wood's way.
Sorrento needs something and need it now, don't they?
Oh, absolutely. So Wood, he drives it long. Standing there all alone was Dean Wall once again. Mark Azani back to Dean Wall. He goes by hand. They're just able to run it out through Taylor. Rourke Fisher takes an intercept mark.
Yeah, that needed to be a higher kick and a heavier kick there, and Rourke Fisher played about 5 metres in front of his opponent to his great advantage there. He goes out towards half-back. Mark's taken. 25 and a half minutes played in the second quarter. It has been 2 goals each of 2. So let's see whether or not a goal can be scored before half-time, but at the moment, you'd think probably a minute or so to go in this quarter, and they're still looking for the owner of that car. I told you they couldn't give a rat's patoochie about it.
Your brother hasn't got a Yaris, has he, Vossi?
It's not his car.
It's probably up at Waganya this week. Oh, there's a free kick given here after the siren to Mitch Parker.
It's a Toyota Yaris as well. No, it's not his car, but it is a Yaris.
You could probably get 4 guys to pick a Yaris up and carry it out of the way.
So Mitch Parker's going to line up after the siren here. They just need something, Sorrento.
Vossi, any relations to Parkers at Langwarrin or Sydney?
Move on, Sus.
No, here we go.
It's all happening.
Well, I tell you what.
That's a good kick.
That is a goal after the siren. Will that spark Sorrento?
He's kicked that from basically 60 metres.
He's kicked a 55-metre mung.
Yeah.
That did everything in the air.
That went sideways.
That's a fantastic goal. And at half-time, it is Sorrento now back to 3-5-23. 14 points behind Dromana, 5-7-37. We'll take a break. You're listening and watching RPPFM.
Everyone knows Australia has 4 big banks, but the 5th biggest retail bank is snapping at their heels. It's a bank that's been around for over 160 years, can be found in over 500 locations nationwide, looks after over 1.8 million customers, and is regularly voted one of the most trusted brands out of all the thousands of brands in Australia. Who is this fantastic number 5? Yep, it's Bendigo Bank. The better big bank.
More and more people with a taste for quality are shopping at Eliza Meats. Kevin and his lean team pride themselves on the finest cuts, from juicy steaks and roasts to high-grade mince and sausages. And Eliza Meats are the gourmet specialists. Inquire about Eliza Meats Spit Hire. Phone 9787 4473 for a mouth-watering meal fit for a king. It's all at Eliza Meats. See our sponsor Kevin at Eliza Meats, 112B Mount Eliza Way, a station sponsor.
Need your property painted, but you don't want to just trust any painter with your asset? Give Wow Factor Painting Solutions a call. We're based on the Mornington Peninsula and specialise in high-quality painting solutions. We are proud members of the Master Painters Victoria and the Dulux Accredited Program. For a free quotation, visit wowfactorps.com.au or call 0475 448 285. Wow Factor Painting Solutions, a station sponsor.
Battery World now open in Mornington.
We know batteries. We know our 75 D23Ls from our DIN 65 LHs. And we know which is best for you. We have the range and a spark no one else can match, because we live and breathe batteries. Those beautiful boxes and cylinders that power our lives and our passions. That's why we're the batteryologists. We're Battery World.
Battery World Shop 1, 43 Mornington Tyre Road, Mornington.
At SJS Accounting Strategies in Mornington, our mission is a simple one: to make running your business easier. To get money-related challenges out of the way so you can focus on growing your business. It doesn't matter which business sector you're from, our commitment to helping you grow will be exactly the same. Why? Because our team loves helping businesses achieve their goals. Contact SJS Accounting on 5975 0488 or visit www.sjsaccountingstrategies.com.au. A station sponsor.
Dreaming of a cold beer poured straight from the tap? Tar Barrel Brewery and Distillery, located on Watt Road in Mornington, is open Wednesday to Sunday, offering craft beers and spirits produced on site, with local wines and cocktails also available. Come down and enjoy one of their famous wood-fired pizzas in the beer garden. A local taste experience. Tar Barrel Brewery and Distillery, the spirit of local. tarbarrel.com.au, a station sponsor.
Here at Bridgestone Select, it's our job to keep you moving with the right advice,
a great range of products and service you can count on. So when it comes to tyres, when it comes to auto care,
come to Bridgestone Select for service that moves you.
Jones Lapino Real Estate, located on Wilsons Road, are Mornington Peninsula's boutique real estate professionals, offering premium service in sales, auctions, investment property management and holiday leasing across the Mornington Peninsula. Contact Jones Lapino for the very best in client experience on 5975 5593 or visit joneslapino.com.au, a station sponsor. Established in 1988, Progress Signs has been servicing the local community for 30 years. Located on the Mornington Peninsula, they are the #1 destination for all your signage needs, specialising in a variety of signage from vehicles to shop fronts, occasional and corporate events, short-term, long-term and everything in between. If it's signs you need, be it large or small, Progress Signs is the place to call. Available 24/7 at progress-signs.com.au or call the team on 5975 9188. Thinking signs? Think Progress Signs, a station sponsor.
Everyone knows Australia has 4 big banks, but the 5th biggest retail bank is snapping at their heels. It's a bank that's been around for over 160 years, can be found in over 500 locations nationwide, looks after over 1.8 million customers, and is regularly voted one of the most trusted brands out of all the thousands of brands in Australia. Who is this fantastic number 5? It's Bendigo Bank. The better big bank.
There are our ingredients. What I'm making is scrambled eggs, but it can also be made as a frittata.
Okay.
And all you do is instead of scrambled eggs, you lick and move around. Frittata, all you do is leave it, move it around a bit in the pan. Are we ready?
So you get it hot first, really hot.
Warmish, yeah. You don't want the onions to sit in cold oil, otherwise they just get oily.
Yeah. And the same as the eggs, when you put the eggs in, is that
hot? Yeah. So that's going to be hot. So once these are just sautéed a little bit, you put in here. I have 2 eggs, Parmesan cheese, a little bit, and parsley and salt and pepper. That's it. They're starting to fry up now.
And these are all from Somerville Egg Farm?
Of course they are. They're frying up beautifully, so put that in. Move it around a little bit. Get it going. Probably got overexcited with the oil. It'll be fine. When you see it starting to coat the bottom, it's very hard with electricity. It's temperamental.
So you just push it around?
Yeah, just push it around. Now, if you were making a frittata, you still push it around, but not as much. We're getting there.
So all you've done is crack these 2 eggs into the bowl, mashed them up, added your parsley.
And grated cheese.
Yep.
And a little bit. Oops. All right, that's pretty much done. So our bread is not going to be ready. It should be nice and hot. We'll just do those 2.
Yep.
Now, a gorgeous thing that Italians tend to do is just a little bit of olive oil on there. Might get another.
This is all live, folks, at Somerville Egg Farm. Look at this. My goodness.
This is amazing.
Yeah. This is scrambled eggs for breakfast.
There you go.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Was that under a minute?
Yeah, that's fine.
I think it was right on there.
There you go.
Beautiful.
Now you do the taste test.
Here at Bridgestone Select, it's our job to keep you moving with the right advice.
A great range of products and service you can count on. So when it comes to tyres, when it comes to auto care,
Come to Bridgestone Select for service that moves you.
More and more people with a taste for quality are shopping at Eliza Meats. Kevin and his lean team pride themselves on the finest cuts. See our sponsor Kevin at Eliza Meats, 112B Mount Eliza Way, a station sponsor.
And welcome back, everybody who's either listening on 98.7, 98.3 RPPFM, or if you're watching us through our Facebook page or our website or one of our partner streaming services. Thanks for joining us here at Dromana. It is half-time at Dromana leading 5-7-37 over Sorrento 3-5-23. Before we go back to the boys, a couple of scores from around the grounds. Coringa well and truly in control over Seaford, 8-3-51, Seaford 1-3-9, Langwarren 9-6-60, Mornington 4-7-31, Devon Meadows 7-8-50, Tybur have come back a bit, 3-5-23, Rye 4-9-33, Hastings now 3-10-28. Chelsea have hit the front over Crib Point, 7-7-49, Crib Point 6-4-40, and Somerville 1 point leaders over Pearstale, 5-5-35 to 4-10-34. In Division 1, the scores in the other games, Pine 6-10-46, Rosebud 6-5-41, Mount Eliza 3-8-26, Edithvale Aspendale 1-7-13. And Red Hill leading the Frankston Bombers 5-3-33 to the Bombers 2-5-17. Just quickly in those two AFL games. Half-time at the Collingwood-Port Adelaide game. It's Collingwood 7-5-47, Port 6-6-42. Into time on in the second quarter between the Swans and the Giants, and the Swans comfortably in front 8-6-54 to the Giants 3-3-21 as we come back for their wrap of the first two quarters. Here's Vossi and AJ.
Thank you, Craigo. Yeah, I think Dromana would be ruining a few chances there in the first quarter that they're not further ahead in this game. And I tell you what, it's got some momentum for Sorrento just heading into that halftime break with Mitch Parker kicking one after the siren from outside 50.
Yeah, that might come back and haunt Dromana a little bit, that goal. But let's see how the early part of this third quarter goes. Dromana will have the scoring end going into the Pierce Street end of the ground in the third quarter, and it's Sorrento going up to the safety beach end of the ground in the second half, the third quarter. So looking forward to seeing how this game goes, because obviously the winner's in the 5 tonight. There'll be a game inside depending on what happens, and they might be a game clear of even Red Hill, because what was the score in the Frankston Red Hill game? Red Hill were in front last time, don't they? I don't think they called you sus.
The Red Hill game, Red Hill 5-3-33 leading the Frankston Bombers 2-5-17.
Wouldn't have predicted that.
Yeah, it was certainly blow open the ladder, won't it, in terms of even if one of these sides loses here today, then especially Sorrento.
Sorrento have got YCW at YCW next week. And just a reminder too that tonight there is a game, YCW on Bomb Beach, and it's at 6:30 and it's at Carr Street in Frankston at Skybus Stadium.
Could be very chilly there tonight, couldn't it?
Yeah, be some might say it'd be very
cold as a mother-in-law's kiss, Vossi.
Something like that. Yeah, I was going to say something else there, but I'd better not do that. We've got a licence to uphold.
Boys, if you were Lee Paholke at half-time, after what I mentioned he'd said at quarter time, what do you think he would have said to the boys?
Well, I think you've got to be positive, because to be honest, they haven't even looked like the sort of side that they're renowned for. So just as the skipper walks past, another injury to him. But yeah, so...
Sorry, I missed that. AJ, who was that?
No, it was James Hallahan walking past, obviously not playing today. Yeah, but getting back to that, Craigo, I don't think you can't be too displeased, because they fought back and they've kicked one after the siren. They've got momentum, and
but that goal's got to be nearly one of the goals of the season.
Yeah, I just think that if you're Dromana, you're probably wary now that, well, Sorrento couldn't have played any worse, to be honest. So are they going to come back in the last quarter? They're a side that can probably kick 6 to 8 goals in the quarter if need be.
I'm just noticing that last 5 minutes we had Sorrento play off Billy Gertz and not go man-on-man with him.
Yep, Hughes does it superbly. So I'm surprised that Johnny Crode hasn't done it. He was really good in that first game when he did that, but he's playing it into Billy's hands here at the moment by trying to just body on body him straight away. Just go and jump into him.
Just the jump, yep.
He's got a great leap, Johnny Crode, so it's a surprise. But we're not too far away from a start here in the third quarter. Siren sounds. So the rucks do battle. Crow gets on top there. He's going to win a free kick. So he handballs it off to Charlie Stokes. He's going along looking for Hughes. He's taking a great mark. He started giving him some presence. He handballs off to Miles Paholke. He goes long looking for Corp in the goal square. Edges out his opponent and he's given away a free kick.
Definite free there, but we say it so often, Sus, but the first goal's crucial this quarter, isn't it?
It is. It's just how Sorrento come out and if they're in the right frame of mind and play that man-on-man, especially they're heavily in the back line. Is that the best kicking style in football?
Nick Corp tries to intercept Mark. Parker, he just creates a stoppage there, but Marcus Gardner, is tackled. And the stoppage is called by the umpire. It was good work from Parker and Corp. They battled hard to keep it inside. Forward 50 for Sorrento. So Hughes doing the ruck work.
John O'Crow playing back, and it's just been a little mention. The Dromana runners come out looking for a man on him.
Who? If I was to say that the Dromana runner had sons playing today, who do you reckon it would be?
Jeez, I'm tipping it might be a Gertz.
It certainly is Mick Gertz. So the ball's in the Sorrento forward line here. They've started well in the first 2 minutes. Ball thrown in. Hughes doing battle with Billy Gertz. Ball's on the ground, just bouncing around. Who can be clean? Dunkley puts his head over it and he's going to win a free kick. So he'll go back.
So Grant loose in the centre here for Sorrento.
What can the man who played a few games for the Melbourne Football Club, Kyle Dunkley, brother of Josh, the Western Bulldogs star?
Tell you what, his sister gets left behind a bit, but she's a professional athlete. She's a netballer. I think it's Lana, is it?
She is too, actually. You're 100% correct there. I'd forgotten about that. So Kyle Dunkley. His brother preparing for a game at Geelong tonight, probably watching the RDP Peninsula footy and seeing Kyle miss that one, AJ.
Oh, he'd be watching it knowing that the great Michael Voss is commentating.
Knowing that his brother is a better kick than that. He missed. So 3-6-24 plays 5-7-37. Margin is 13 points here in the match of the day.
Oh, Miles Paholke just overcommitted. Billy Quigley, he's on the run. Scrubbing ball forward. James Brignon's giving away a free kick. Ball's going to come back. No advantage paid. Ben Tovey with the footy here in the middle of Pearce Street Oval. He's going to play on. He goes with a high one. Who can take a mark? John Crode in front.
What's he paid?
He's going to call for a ball up here.
I'm starting to become a frustrated football follower here.
So the ball's thrown up inside the forward 50 for Dromana. Tackle applied from Nick Wood. Sorry, Zach Burns it was. And we'll get another stoppage. About 25 to 30 metres out, straight in front from the Dromana goal. So the balcony's just starting to loosen up around us a bit here,
They've
boys.
just come out of the lunch.
So ball over the back. It's got to Johnny Crode. He goes with a raking left foot. He puts it out in front of Parker. Musgrave runs onto it. Parker doing the chasing, but Dean Wall goes on his left. That's a chiseler to Marquezani. That's a great kick. He's been called to play on. He's going to go inside forward 50. Who can take a mark? No one. Ball comes to ground, and it trickles out, and we'll get a throw in deep inside the forward 50 for Dromana Vossi.
Still waiting for our first goal. 5 minutes into the third quarter. First goal of this half, that is. Dromana up by 13 points. 5-7-37. Sorrento 3-6-24. Dromana deep into attack. We're 30 metres out from their goal. That drops short. The umpire's going to have to call that back. And the umpire will rethrow that ball back into play. Good to see that a few of the Raiders boys watching this game. I know Snowy, you're watching at home. Very happy with the Melbourne win last night. And good luck tomorrow, and hopefully you bring home the chocolates tomorrow in the big game against the Frankston Tiger Sharks, the local rivalry. It's a big game in Vic Metro Super Rules Division 1, AJ.
Sure it is, Michael Voss.
Second versus fourth, it is massive. Our man Snowy Murray's promised us 4 goals. Well, I've just promised him 4 in, but that's all right.
Johnny Crode.
Quick kick out of defence there by Crode towards half-back. It's picked up now by Taylor. A quick hand pass over. But Sorrento just trying to hang in there at the moment and trying to get that ball out of trouble. Ball about 55 metres out from goal, and the umpire said it is my ball. Do we have any updates, Craig? Anything substantial of update?
No, not really. Pines still 5 points in front of Rosebud. Dromana still lead Sorrento, obviously, here at this game. Mount Eliza in front by 6 points over Edithvale Aspendale. Red Hill 33, Frankston Bombers 17 still. So Division 1, no major changes.
Just had a message from Billy Quigley's dad. He's listening in Northern Territory where he's living in the pool. So shout out to you, Damo. As Dromana go inside forward 50, not able to take the mark was Tovey. And the ball just trickles out. And we'll get another throw in on the far side.
Probably have the local brew. What's the local brew in Northern Territory?
I don't know, never been up there, mate. Not too sure.
As long as anything in a Darwin stubby, it doesn't really matter, Vossi.
Sounds like you've been there. Sounds like you've been there a couple of times, Sus.
Just a couple.
Think anything in a can, really, in the Northern Territory?
Golf trips, Sus, were they?
No, work related.
President of probably one of the clubs over there.
The
reciprocal rights, I believe,
it was the Golf and Carpentaria Club, I think. Yeah.
So Kyle Dunkley, he goes long looking for Hughes.
In the back.
Miles Paholke goes up. Mitch Parker stays down. He brushes off his opponent. He goes on the right looking for Lee Paholke, who can't take the mark. Ball goes over the back. Paholke applies pressure and the ball's gone out and we'll get a throw in. I'm off to WA next Sunday for a 4-day work trip, so never been over there. Looking forward to getting away from this heat, the lack of.
The latest stats I'm hearing was 100,000 Victorians have left the state. So good to come back, AJ.
Absolutely. So ball goes in looking for Paholke. That was from Dunkley. They're just really, really pressing here, Sorrento. Can they get a goal? Ball goes forward. They had a player in the goal square there all alone. They didn't see him, and the ball goes out, and we'll get another throw in. Yeah, I might not come back, Sus, to be honest. If the weather's nice and warm, I'll just stay.
I can't blame you.
Yeah. I think when I woke up this morning, it was minus 1.5. So Hughes, he picks the ball up off the ground. He gets a quick kick going forward. 2 players wrestling the goal square. Hughes. It's going to be kicked out from Dromana. Standing there is Daniel Grant. He goes in short looking for Bywater. He's been pretty quiet today. He goes in with the ball looking for Lee Paholke. Comes over the top and spoils. Mitch Parker's got the footy. Can he get the ball out? He can. He goes to Gardner. Over to Barber. He's on the left. And he has sprayed the kick, but there can't be a mark taken there. Dabrowski under a bit of pressure here, Dromana. Over to Quigley. He's got a calm head. Terry Wheeler. And they've worked their way out nicely there. Dromana, over to you, Vossi.
So Dromana still looking to try and clear out of trouble, and they're doing it well at the moment. It's still got a 13-point lead in this game. Work the ball towards centre wing. Ball comes to the back. Now short pass, and it ends up with Dan Gormley. He's 45 out from goal. He's got a player on the outside here. He should be looking at going towards his teammate there in Riley Davis. Instead, he's still got the ball. Now he goes in short, and now it's a pass, and a good pass at that. And the mark has been taken. Is that Billy Quigley with the ball?
Jay Hutchison.
It's Jay Hutchison with the ball. Okay.
That was poor from Sorrento defence. You could just see Dromana streaming down. They had numbers, Sorrento, but they just didn't go one-on-one.
That's what they did in the first quarter. They just dropped back, and then they looked for that leading player coming out from the crowded marking contest, and all of a sudden they got a shot at goal, and this to make it 19-point lead. He's missed. 5-8-38 Dromana. 3-6-24 Sorrento. Both sides have had opportunities to be much better in front of goal. Dromana 13 shots to 9, only led by the 14 points. We're 10.5 minutes into the third quarter. 4th versus 6th on the ladder, both on the same points. Only 3 games to go after this Division 1. All to play for this afternoon for both sides. And Dromana play Frankston Dromana played Frankston last week. Sorrento have got YCW next week.
That's
There's
a horrible kick from Miles Paholke.
Not a great one.
Hutchison tries to break through. That's got to be holding the ball, and it is.
He was BOG when they played against Dromana early in the year, was Miles Paholke. He hasn't been his greatest day this afternoon. That wasn't his greatest piece to play. Daniel Grant with the free kick. Now long kick to half forward. And that's a free kick. I'll get it and go here.
How can that be 50 metres? I don't understand, because you're going back to spoil the mark.
I agree with the free kick.
Yeah, it's a free kick, but it can't be a...
Sash, you're our umpire correspondent.
We'll review that decision during the week.
It wasn't late. He was there to spoil the ball. Yes, it was high.
In the spirit of play, right.
So Billy Quigley has it. He goes in long, and he has kicked the footy. He's kicked the goal.
That hurts if you're Sorrento, doesn't it?
It certainly does, Vossi. I just don't. I'm mystified by that one. So that's 2 to Billy Quigley.
So 20-point lead in favour of Dromana. 6-8-44 plays 3-6-24. So all of a sudden they've kicked 1 goal and they've added 2 on the scoreboard. So that scoreboard should read 6-8-44, Sorrento 3-6-24. Premier Traditional Home scoreboard. We've played 13 minutes in the second half here at the Pierce Street Oval in Dromana. Hope you can stay with us right throughout the afternoon as Dromana looking to try and get maybe a lead at three-quarter time, maybe in excess of 5 goals, and there'll be a very good chance if they win from there. Good tackle applied. It was on Liam Fraser, and the umpire says that's a free kick. It's going to go to Dromana. So from the centre of the ground, it's Billy Gertz gets a hand pass off towards Gormley. Gormley long towards full forward. Goal, but 2 hands here, the Sorrento defence. They might make them pay here, Dromana. Ball comes out to the outside. Now a hand pass back. And player dropping the ball there on that occasion. And the umpire says, I'm going to ball it up. And they had their chance here, Dromana, they just couldn't quite nail that final possession to give themselves an opportunity at goal. It's 20 points the margin, not 26 scoreboard.
You let him know, Vossi's the rucks do battle just at the top of the 50-metre mark for Dromana. Mitch Hallahan tries to crash through. He's set upon by 2 and we'll get another stoppage.
In fairness, if you walked into this ground now and you looked at that score and you go 26, well, it's not. It's 20.
Yeah.
That's my point.
So nearly 14 minutes gone in the third quarter. Dromana kicking towards the breeze. Ball's just out in front of Dobrowolski here. He runs onto it. He goes with a little check side out in front of Gladman or Dunkley, who can run onto it. But it's that man, Dean Moore, who's been fantastic for Dromana. And a free kick's been given here against Dobrowolski down the field.
Of course, we'll be analysing the Premier Data stats during the week and just looking at the free kick count.
Long kick off the pack. Snap a goal by Hutchison through for a point. 21 points is the margin. We've played 14 and a half minutes in the third quarter. Live here at Pierce Street thanks to Battery World of Mornington.
Stokes goes in. He's found Rourke Fisher. They just need to get their run going. Sorrento, they've got nothing at the moment. Fisher's going to go out wide looking for Brigden. He's been quiet. And that's a trip. He'll win a free kick. He goes by hand over to Mitch Hallahan. He runs down the wing, looking for a target up forward. Can Hughes take a mark? Yes, he can. He's been good in this quarter. He's presented well. He's going to handball the ball off. Fraser. And that's another mung. Can anyone take a mark? Ball on the ground. Quick shot at goal. Ball has not gone anywhere. Crowed. Ball smothered. So they've dodged the bullet, have they, Dromana? Yes, they have currently. And the ball's gone out. Had about 4 shots and attempts at goal there, Sorrento, but they weren't able to register one there, Vossi.
They desperately need one. They're 21 points down on the scoreboard. I would not want to let this lead blow out any further, I'd imagine. Does that breeze, what do you reckon, Sus? Be 2 goals at the moment?
Be 2 goals, but we're talking that there's only been 65 points scored in the match, and you've got to come back with 21 points. That's still a big ask, isn't it?
It's massive in the context of this game. Any AFL updates or local footy updates here, Craig?
Somerville Pearstale's a very close game. Pearstale back in front 42-38. Chelsea 10 points up on Crib Point, 51-41. Rye over Hastings 55-28. Devon Meadows 50, type of comeback and a 29. Langwarrin on 66, Mornington 39, Karingal 58 and Seaford 9. And just quickly in the AFL, it's Swan 60, Giants 23 and Collingwood 68, Port 51.
So we're going to get a throw in on the far side, right smack bang in the middle of the ground on the wing.
Of course, the Colin Matthews wing.
So Corp in the ruck here at the moment for Sorrento. Gladman trying to run onto it. He can't. He was dispossessed. He lays a tackle there and the ball's dragged in and we'll get another stoppage. Hasn't gone too far. Umpire just wants to get on with it pretty quickly. Kick forward. Dromana just standing there. Was through Taylor. He gets a kick forward. Barber for Sorrento. He had his head over it. And we'll get another stoppage on the far side. So nearly 17.5 minutes gone in the third quarter. Gladman just bouncing around the footy. Below a lot of people's knees here. Another stoppage.
If anything, it's a bit to the advantage of Sorrento, who will have the wind in the last quarter. Compared to the first quarter, Dromana ran right. So if Sorrento can maintain, they're in with a chance.
And I think it's when Sorrento can always throw wind to the caution. They've got nothing to lose. They just go for it, and it gets really hard to defend late in games.
But Dromana looking the goods at the moment.
Tell you what I have seen here today, boys. There's quite a few people, actually. The old retro jumpers. I know it's a bit of retro around in the AFL, but seen quite a few of them. Seen Geelong, seen Hawthorn. Seen quite a few of them out there. I'm sure you had quite a few jumpers at home, but just us.
V-necks, polos, yes, got a whole heap of them, Vossi.
The old jumpers, lace-up jumpers. Didn't wear one of them themselves, but they were quite prevalent in the 80s. Here's a shot down towards full forward, but there's marked in the square or near the square, and it's been marked for Sorrento. They can play on. A kick out towards half-back. They need to get it and go here. They do. A hand pass to Brigden. A hand pass back to Hallahan. Hallahan to Marsden. Marsden over the top. A chain of hand passes ends up with Fraser. It goes to half forward. It wasn't the greatest of kicks. It enables Bywater back in. A hand pass over the top. And the umpire's given a free kick. And he's given a free kick to Dromana at half back. So that attack, which looked promising there for Sorrento, all of a sudden has been thwarted. The margin is still 21 points here in the match of the day. Nearly 20 minutes played in the third quarter. 45-24 in favour of Dromana. Winner in the 5 tonight. Loser, well, depends on what happens at the Creekbeck Oval about 20 minutes up the road. Last score we had Riddle with 3 goals in front of that game just before half time. There's a quick kick. The mark has been taken. It's been marked. I think that might be by Gertz in actual fact. He's had a good game.
So you're going with that score still, Vossi, 51?
It's not 51, it's 45.
Yeah, 43 actually.
You reckon it's 43, okay.
So our scoreboard is showing 24 to 43.
So the ball's coming in the middle of the ground. They've found Taylor. They've got Gormley standing out here on this far side, near side to us. They've missed him. Brigden going back. Spoils Fisher. By foot. Dromana, that is a great goal, Terry Wheeler. So they are just being absolutely cut up from half back here, Sorrento. I'll put it out there. I don't think I've seen Nick Marston play this bad a game in a while, Vossi.
Yeah, no, normally pretty reliable, isn't he?
We're getting to a point of no return here.
Yeah, it's good.
Especially at the 21-minute mark.
That score, by the way, boys, at Bombers, Red Hill 36, Bombers 22.
They're still in front.
So Taylor coming off half back, they're streaming forward here. Miles Paholke just gets a hand in. He butters up his work. Brigden, he's been pretty ordinary as well. I'm not sure that he's holding the ball because he's kicked the footy.
But you know what? He was tackled for a long time, and then finally got it on the boot.
But when you blow the whistle after he's kicked the footy, that puts sentiments of doubt into the decision. So that's, yeah.
I actually do think that was holding the ball myself, but nevertheless, this is no guarantee for a goal with Dan Gormley.
Well, he's been pinpoint accurate today.
So 30 metres out. Not a hell of a lot of angle, plenty of open goal face. Has the shot.
Snuck it in.
Oh, it's a goal. He just snuck that in by an absolute 15th, boys. 8-9-57. Plays 3-6-24. Good. Grenard. Wowee.
The Mayor of Mornington just giving his...
Nice to see you.
Yeah, I think I'm with you, Sus. If you're going to call it, you've got to call it straight away, not after the ball's been kicked, because then it gives all this doubt in the decision, and then you're not really sure, and it puts pressure on the umpire.
And bang. Ooh.
It shows wherever I go, I do know people. It's just proven.
It's just the blessing.
It usually happens when you go to the local footy, Vossi.
Just the blessing of the children as they walk by, Vossi. That's yeah.
So Stokes going to bring the ball back in. He goes by hand over to Brigden. He goes long. Who can take a mark? No one. Corp roving the footy. He goes looking for Hughes. Ball's on the ground. Dromana are going to come away with it. No, Shannon Gladman with a great smother. And the ball's going to be thrown in.
It's good to see the social club really firing up at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
I think the beers are going to flow freely here tonight. Why it's going at the moment.
Well, we've got 80 points on the board at the moment. I have it that Sorrento are roughly around 30 points.
34 roughly, yeah. They're 6 goals down. And they've only scored 3 for the game. It's a big ask for them, isn't it?
Yep.
It's a massive ask at the moment. And Sorrento, all of a sudden, they've got they're facing going down in this game, and then they've only got a trip to YCW next week, AJ.
Yeah, tough run home, but if you want to play finals, you've got to stand up.
And their players are back today. It just has not been their day. Nick Corp's had a stinker. Mind you, the ball hasn't got down there a hell of a lot, and not in a good way either. So it's probably not his fault a lot of the time. Mark taken on centre wing. It's taken by Jack Slattery. He can get it and go. He goes with a kick down towards half forward. Going with a big specky at the back was Billy Gertz. I think he's given away the free kick he has. Free kick for in the back. Free kick going to go to Crode.
It should have gone to Nick Corp, but
the umpire is giving it back to Corp.
Johnny Crode should be running behind him, getting the handball off. It's Corp going long. Just standing there with three Dromana players. Sam Gertz by hands, Billy Quigley. They work their way through over to Josh Gertz, and there's the siren. 3/4 time. We will get a confirmation of the score when the umpires convene and come together.
They're definitely 8 goals. They're not 9, they're definitely 8.
We'll soon find out, won't we, Vossi? So we'll go to a station break, and we'll be back after this.
Everyone knows Australia has 4 big banks, but the 5th biggest retail bank is snapping at their heels. It's a bank that's been around for over 160 years, can be found in over 500 locations nationwide, looks after over 1.8 million customers, and is regularly voted one of the most trusted brands out of all the thousands of brands in Australia. Who is this fantastic number 5? Yep, it's Bendigo Bank. The better big bank.
More and more people with a taste for quality are shopping at Eliza Meats. Kevin and his lean team pride themselves on the finest cuts, from juicy steaks and roasts to high-grade mince and sausages. And Eliza Meats are the gourmet specialists. Inquire about Eliza Meats Spit Hire. Phone 9787 4473 for a mouth-watering meal fit for a king. It's all at Eliza Meats. See our sponsor Kevin at Eliza Meats, 112B Mount Eliza Way, a station sponsor.
Need your property painted, but you don't want to just trust any painter with your asset? Give Wow Factor Painting Solutions a call. We're based on the Mornington Peninsula and specialise in high-quality painting solutions. We are proud members of the Master Painters Victoria and the Dulux Accredited Program. For a free quotation, visit wowfactorps.com.au or call 0475 448 285. Wow Factor Painting Solutions, a station sponsor.
Battery World now open in Mornington.
We know batteries. We know our 75 D23Ls from our DIN 65 LHs. And we know which is best for you. We have the range and a spark no one else can match, because we live and breathe batteries. Those beautiful boxes and cylinders that power our lives and our passions. That's why we're the batteryologists. We're Battery World.
Battery World Shop 1, 43 Mornington Tyre Road, Mornington.
Welcome back to 3/4 time here at the Battery World in Mornington. Match of the day between Sorrento and Dromana. And Dromana 8-10-58. The scores have been changed. Vossi, Sorrento 3-6-24. They need 6 goals in the last quarter, but it looks out of reach at the moment.
If I was being fair and impartial, I'm Dromana very much at the advantage at the moment at 3/4 time.
The only thing that Sorrento have is that, like we said, if they do get on a roll, they have the scoring end. It is hard to defend at times in the last quarter because players are out on their feet. If they can get a couple of goals early, it could put a scare in Dromana.
They'd have to And if they hit the scoreboard heavily in the first 5 or 6 minutes to give themselves anything, but they've just found it so difficult. Dean Moore has just been unpenetrable. Is that a word? Impenetrable?
Oh, well, are we going to the English dictionary or the Michael Voss dictionary?
Well, either way, he hasn't been able to get past. He's been fantastic.
Yeah, he has been off half-back, and he just sets him up so well. Billy Quigley started on fire early. Billy Gertz has battled really well, and I think Sam Gertz has been enormous for him. So we've got the Chief Susovic just standing in the Dromana huddle at the moment. We'll get a word from them when they start to walk off, but it's an interesting last quarter, obviously, with results around the ground too, Vossi, with Frankston Bombers obviously were down to Red Hill.
They were. Let's see whether we've got anything. I think Crago's gone out and listened to the Sorrento huddle. And just have a look and see whether we can get any Division 1 updates for you. And the games that matter.
Some real control footy there in the last quarter.
Yeah, we started to lose a little bit of shape, and they were getting a bit of momentum. Obviously, late in the quarter, we've got a pretty good lead there, so we just thought let's just steady the ship a little bit.
Anything defensive this quarter, or keep on moving and progressing along?
No, we think we can attack just enough. They were able to score down that end, so I think if we can carry the ball a bit, we should be able to score. So.
And goal-to-goal wise, you look very clean on the footy and moving along. You've got players like Gormley and all doing some great passes.
Yeah, skill level's been a lot better today, so a bit cleaner, a bit more composed. So it's been much better effort.
And the question is there anyone on Dean Moore?
I hope not. I hope there's no one on him for the rest of the game.
No worries.
Thank you.
So it was great to listen to Pete Susovic down there with the coach. Matty Price has been fantastic with his time, and Sus did ask him at the end there if anyone ever goes near Dean Moore, and he said he hopes not.
Well, Dean Moore's doing his own thing, isn't he? He's making sure that he's doing the social isolation and all that, so he could have issues with H&S, and what doesn't matter because no one's going near him, so he's not going to infect anyone, is he? But in all seriousness, he's been fantastic this afternoon.
Yeah, he has been. Now there's Nick Corp's going to start in the ruck at the moment for Sorrento, and Johnny Crode's gone straight to the goal square. So could that be a matchup that could cause a bit of drama with Hughes and Crode now down playing close to the goal square? You've still got Paholke about 30 metres out there.
And that score from the Frankston Bombers game was 5-7-37, plays 4-4-28 in favour of Red Hill. And Adelaide only 3 points in front of Edafale.
So ball thrown up. Miles Polke's gone into the middle for Sorrento. He's looking to get his hands on the footy early. He lays a big, strong tackle, and the umpire will call for it, and we'll get another stoppage.
You got anything more to add there, Craig? Well, you were at the Sorrento huddle, weren't you?
Yeah, Sorrento, obviously, they believe they're still full of running. They believe they've got plenty of petrol in the tank. They just want to move the ball wide when they get it and try and get a target in around the 50-metre mark.
Well, Dromana have started off all right. They've gone inside forward 50. Charlie Stokes is going to rebound for Sorrento, though. He's found Nick Marston. He needs to stand up in this last quarter. He goes over the top to Kyle Dunkley. He needs to lift also. Found Nick Wood. He's going to go long looking for Dan Hughes. Can he take a mark? No, he can't. Ball comes to ground. They've just got numbers always there. Dromana, Mitch Hallahan standing in the way. Hand passes it forward. It's gone inside forward 50, but that man again, Dean Moore, standing strong, and Billy Gertz taking a great mark, and he'll just calm the ball down. Michael Voss.
And as long as Dromana have got the ball, Sorrento have it, and Sorrento can't score. There's the long kick by Taylor, it was, towards half forward. And the mark has been taken by the man who started off so very well in the first quarter in Ben Toby. He had probably 4 marks in about the first 6 minutes of play in that first quarter. Hasn't done a hell of a lot since then, but this two, he's too far out to score. He's a kick and a half out from goal, so realistically he'll just try and set that up. And that is a free kick. And it's a free kick against Jordan Andrews.
So if we're going to play the same as that, shouldn't that be 50 metres? As the one out there? That's where the trouble comes into, isn't it? It's the interpretation.
And that word has always been a bugbear of mine for a long time, AJ. Yeah. It's one of those things. Everyone's got a different interpretation, as the saying goes. 34 points is the margin. We've played 2 minutes in the last quarter. What's happening in Division 2? Any updates in Division 2 there, Prago?
Yeah, just quickly, Karingal 83, Seaford 22, Langwarrin 78, Mornington 51, Devon Meadows 80, Tyab 42, Rye 62, Hastings 29, Chelsea 52, Crib Point 48, and Somerville 60, Pearsdale 43.
Gee, Sorrento fallen off the bird. So you can officially say that Super aren't going to make the finals there, AJ?
Yeah, they've fallen in a hole, haven't they?
After winning 7 in a row, after losing their first 3, this will be 5 out of 6 they've lost since winning 7 in a row.
So Dromana going to go forward once again. Who can stand up and take a mark? Andrews has 2 goes at it. We'll get another stoppage on the forward 50 for Dromana, heading towards the safety beach end in this last quarter. So one more here for Dromana. I think it's all she wrote, Vossi.
I think you can just about put it to the bank at the moment.
So Rucks do battle. Quick kick forward. Anyone take a mark? Who can stand up? Andrews gets up quickly. He's been legged. And this is going to be the game, Vossi.
He was running into an open goal, and the Sorrento defence had no choice but to try and stop him. And they tripped him. He's 15 metres out directly in front, and this will absolutely ice it if you're a Dromana supporter. And Dromana will be in the 5 with 3 games to go. The side that won the 2018 and 2019 Division 2 and Division 1 titles, technically going for 3 premierships in a row over the space of 5 years. They play like this, they can beat just about anyone. And remember, they're the only side that have beaten YCW all season. Quite amazing. Been up and down like the yo-yo, but today they've been fantastic. And Jordan Andrews absolutely ices the cake. And there's the fist pump from the coach. He's happy. He knows this game is in the bank. 9-10-64, plays 3-6-24. The margin is 40 points. Game over.
You're absolutely spot on, Vossi. It is game over. And I tell you what, this leaves Sorrento's season just hanging. They've got a pulse. That's about it.
The boys in the AFL, Collingwood 80, Port Adelaide 57 into the 4th quarter, 17 minutes into the 3rd quarter, Swans 79, GWS Giants 23.
Geez, the Giants, they've got talent on their list, but they are just woeful.
As quickly he goes out. Looking for Slattery. He's able to get round his opponent. He's going to go inside forward 50. His kick was touched though. Andrews butters up. There's no free kick coming there, so Sorrento can repel from their defensive 50. Stokes tries to dance around one, but he couldn't. Ball goes up. Billy Gertz. Over to his brother and Sam. His ball's smothered. He butters up once again. He goes over to Slattery. Over to Andrews. Check side. Another goal. See you later, they say. Game, set, match.
Mount Eliza at Mount Eliza. Rosebud, I think, at home. And the other game they've got is Bomb Beach at home. I'm talking about Dromana. They've still got work to do.
Yep. It's really going to. This result's really going to come down to the game at Red Hill.
Red Hill's still leading that game 37-28.
That's going to be the big one. If they can get into the 5 tonight, Frankston Bombers, well, it looks like Sorrento's season's going the wrong way. Because, to be honest, other than about 15 minutes in this game in the 2nd quarter, they've been nowhere.
So Sorrento looking to clear short pass mark taken by Kyle Dunkley. It was about 7 metres, that kick. Umpire said that's fine. So Kyle Dunkley with a high kick, brother of Josh, down to centre half forward. No mark taken, ball on the ground. A chance now for the long kick forward by Sorrento. It was through the agency of Zach Burns, and a high kick at goal is off target and through for a behind. So 3-7-25 plays 10-10-70. And whilst 25's not a ultra low score, it's obviously a low score, but not as much as, say, a side kicking, say, 1-2 or 1-3 in a game. Dromana's going to get a bit of percentage. Sorrento's going to lose a little bit. That's another thing that's to take into consideration here, AJ.
Yeah, absolutely. They've just been battered in every way today, Vossi.
There's your Jones Lapino Best on Ground Award winner, just kicking that ball down there, and Dean Moore it was, towards half forward.
I'm going to go again, Vossi. I reckon this is James Brigden's one of his worst games I've ever seen him play too. Every time he's gone near the ball, he's fumbled or he just can't catch it.
Well, Nick Marston, you said. Yeah. Nick Corp, I said. Hasn't had a good day either. Just hasn't been a day if you're a Sorrento fan, that is for sure. With all the players back, you thought Sorrento would win this game, but they have just been beaten into submission. A high kick by Billy Gertz. I'll tell you what, if the ruckman had kicked that, they really would have brought their house down here at Dromana. As it is, it's a point. 10-12-72, plays 3-7-25. Margin is 47 points in the match of the day.
This will be as disappointing loss that Sorrento's had in a while.
It is.
What I can think of.
For a side potentially heading into the finals to only score 25 points on a perfect day for footy.
Did you hear me mention Dromana's draw, Sus?
Yes, I did.
It's still plenty to do in that, isn't there?
Yeah. Both sides have got challenging draws ahead.
That's the good thing about Division 1 footy, boys. It's not going to be easy as Crode goes up looking for Hughes. He can't take the mark. Quigley, he butters up. They've gone out looking for Billy Gertz, and he just sticks that one big juke out and he takes the mark. Goes back in, finds Billy Quigley. They've gone over to Marcazzani. He's going to go out wide looking for Wheeler. He takes the mark in front of Brigden. Wheeler just pops it up. He was looking for Josh Gertz. Charlie Stokes has been one of their best for Sorrento, I reckon, boys, off half-back. But there haven't been many others that I can think of that you could put in the best players.
No, they've had a pretty poor day at the office, that is for sure. There's a short pass to Marcus Gardner. They're going to have to go back. Go back over the man on the marks as the umpire. So instead he goes across. So I don't know what happened there. Kicking the man over the man on the mark, and he kicked it to the side of the man on the mark. So there was that should have been brought back technically again, if that was the case, which I think it was. A short pass, and the mark has been taken by Daniel Grant at half back. The Silver Fox, what can he do? Showed his class a few times today with just hitting a teammate. One he absolutely eye-sleeper Holke in the second quarter with a beautiful kick. There's a high kick towards centre half forward. No mark taken. Ball on the ground. Gladman. He's tackled. He's thrown to the ground. The umpire says ball it up. 11 minutes played in the last quarter. Crago, local football updates. Any close games we should know about?
Chelsea and Crib Point. Chelsea 60, Crib Point 48. Somerville have kicked away a bit over Pearsdale 60-43. And in Division 1, we should be able to get an update through for you. Mount Eliza have kicked away from Edithvale Aspinall 60-42. And it's Red Hill 45, Frankston Bombers 28. Rosebud, by the way, lead Pines by 4 points, 60-56.
It's a season where anyone can drop a match.
If you're slightly off, if you're 5 to 10% off, Sus, it's all you have to be.
And this is showing that if you're more than 5% off, you will get absolutely obliterated.
The Bombers have got Bomb Beach next week. 2 massive weeks for Bomb Beach, playing the Bombers next week and YCW tonight. So I said at the start of the day to you, Craig, I did say there'd be a game to throw things
Guess who?
a little awry. And it's Red Hill beating Frankston Bombers at the moment. Quite an amazing situation happening there at the Greg Beck Oval.
Sus, when you went out to the Sorrento huddle and they said they got plenty of run, are you sure you weren't listening to the Dromana?
No, I went out to the Dromana huddle and I actually had a chat with Matt Price and I said, Matt, what is the tactic on leaving Steve Waugh by himself?
Steve Waugh?
Dean Waugh by himself. He had a quiet little chuckle.
Yeah, I think Sorrento in their huddle knew they had to throw caution to the wind a bit in this last quarter and wanted to spread the ball wide. So obviously there would be a few players that would be on their own should they turn the ball over. But I guess they had no choice given the scoreline.
Don't think they've been able to spread the ball wide, Craigo.
No, they haven't done any of that.
They can't get their hands on it.
No.
I think if you look at the stats, I think you'll see that it has been a decimation by Dromana over Sorrento this afternoon in terms of all aspects of the game. There's a shot and there's a miss, and in fact it's out of bounds on the full. So an opportunity for Sorrento to clear from the left full-back area. It's 13 minutes in the last quarter, about 10 minutes to go in this game. Dromana lead 10-11-71. Sorrento on 3-7-25. Premier Traditional Home scoreboard. That ball overran Mitch Hallahan. Now it's an opportunity for Dromana to get it back through Gertz. Billy, it was a hand pass. And Daniel Grant just holding up his Dromana opponent there, and the umpire says, I'm going to ball it up.
So the ball's thrown up. About 47 metres out from the Dromana goal. And the umpires call for it once again. So the Dromana faithful can start wetting the whistle even more and celebrating this game here, Vossi.
This is a great win for Dromana.
Yeah, they've had a bit of a lull in the last couple of weeks, but this has got back to where they want to be and playing their footy. Their run's just been enormous. They've just clearly outrun and outworked Sorrento here.
And they like this time of year as well.
Absolutely. So nearly 14 and a half gone in the last quarter. It's at the top of the 50 for Sorrento, going towards the Dromana end. The Dromana Footy Club can repel and go out wide. And it's bounced just in front of the player there in Jay Hutchison, and we'll get a throw in right next to the Colin Matthews wing sign.
And what we've also noticed is the composure of Dromana in the back line, I think. I mean, they're taking their time. They're looking at options. Sorrento just looking at the short kick, which I think has just got them a bit nervous, that's all.
And you go back just before half-time. Obviously, Mitch Parker kicked that goal right on half-time for Sorrento to get them back within, I think, 14 points at that stage. They haven't kicked a goal since then, AJ.
It's been very disappointing. Very disappointing. I think, Lee's within all his rights to absolutely rip through them after this game. And if you want to be a finals contender, well, I'd tell you what, they've shown why they shouldn't be today.
It has been a disappointing day. There's still probably 8 minutes or so in this game to go, but Dromana are just doing it very, very nicely. The people are out in the balcony. They're happy. They're smiling. They're laughing.
Not a bad crowd, and as you said before, Vossi, pretty good.
Yeah, look, you'd expect a decent crowd with these two sides. They are rivals after all, Sus.
Who isn't Sorrento rivals with, to be honest?
Well, southern end of the peninsula, there's rivalries down here, isn't there? Rye.
There was Rye.
Well, yeah, there was Rye, Rosebud, but yeah, there is rivalries. Put it that way.
They were both traditional Nepean competitors.
They were both probably two of the worst football clubs in the late 90s. They both used to get beaten, and they'd play each other a bit like Mpnfl and Rosebud have done, and just to think who would win a game throughout the year.
There's a shot and a miss.
At least they've scored this quarter, Vossi.
3-8-26 plays 10-11-71. Mpnfl Mount Eliza, what's the score in that one? No, that's you got Division 2 up there. So Division 1, that game was close. Mount Eliza are out by
22 points. 32 points, sorry.
And
Bombers making a bit of run, Craigo.
Red Hill's still in front
Red
in that
Hill's
game.
still in front in that game. Obviously, very tight game. Rosebud's still up over 4 points over Pines.
Oh, there's something. There's something. So, some inaccurate kicking I've noticed, because in that game, I think it's 8-13 to 7-15 with Rosebud in front.
Maybe you'll have to get down during the week, Vossi, and run through it with them.
Well, if I hadn't had a stroke, I would have. So,
memory recalls the Pines Rosebud match in the first half of the season was very close as well.
It was. They were Rosebud were right in it, and I think they just got it late, Pines.
And if you remember in that game, Pines won by a couple of points, but then they also went on to beat Sorrento and Mount Eliza after that to go on a bit of a roll in the first half of the season.
So Billy Gertz is coming inboard looking for Taylor. He's found that man, Dean Moore, who no one's gone near, Vossi. He's probably had 30, nearly 40.
He's probably had the number on his back.
He goes in with a chiseler, but he's turned this one over to Zach Burns, who's been pretty quiet today. As we mentioned, there hasn't been many people for Sorrento that have stood up.
Good tackle applied by Nick Corp, and the umpire says, I'm going to ball it up. Centre wing. Broadcast side. We're 90 seconds away from time one in the last quarter. It is a big lead to Dromana. They're going to win this game. There's a kick down there by Toby to centre half forward, but he got knocked down as he kicked it, so the resulting free kick here will go to, I believe it's going to go to, no, it's not going to go to Joe Hutchison, it's going to go to Terry Wheeler. And he'll just kick the ball out towards the other side there, and the mark has been taken. They can just chip the ball around, do whatever they want. They've got a big lead. They're happy to sit on this lead. They're happy knowing that they've more than doubled Sorrento's score, knowing that they've eaten a lot of percentage away from Sorrento this afternoon. There's a turnover kick. Dromana with the opportunity now to bring the ball out towards centre wing. The mark is taken by that man, Dean Waugh. Beautiful kick.
It's unlike him being out on his own, Vossi.
Well, whatever he's had, what's he had, 95% uncontested possession?
He's got it again. He'll get it back, probably.
He might just about be heading into the 40s here, boys. He has had a lot of it this afternoon. There's your Jones Lapino Best On Ground Award winner this afternoon, boys.
Absolutely. There's going to be no contest in it, I don't think, Vossi.
Wouldn't it be interesting if Ethan Johnson was down here from Queensland? And what difference, what value that would add to the Dromana side?
Well, he's a great forward, EJ. And I'm sure...
or Sam the Rat.
Yeah, then again, though, you know, we could go on and say if other people could come and play for this club and that club, but I guess if you put all the YCW players back, then it wouldn't matter.
It was just that Ethan Johnson and Dean Waugh were teammates at Mount Martha, of course. So
under your tutelage, Sus?
They were a year above Vossi, so they're just out of my league there.
Have you graced the cricket field with them, Vossi?
Over them though. Sus.
Ethan Johnson was a Mornington junior player.
So you've graced the cricket field?
I haven't, no, but he was a Mornington player, a Mornington junior.
That man again, Vossi. Dean Waugh.
This is ridiculous. Who's his matchup?
He hadn't got one.
Guess what?
Oh, just chalk him up. I hope there's enough ice to go over his whole foot tonight, Dean Waugh.
Well, I'm assuming I'm going over to interview him after the game.
Yes, you might as well go now, Vossi.
Well, take a microphone out there and actually ask what the winning Tats Lotto numbers are tonight, because he is having an absolute ball. And there's a man who's had a dirty day, and that is Curtis Bywater. Mind you, the ball hasn't really got down there for their forwards to have any impact in the game, AJ, if you're to be fair.
No. You're certainly right.
22 minutes in the last quarter. It's Dromana 10-11-71. They're well and truly home. Sorrento 3-8-26. Premier Traditional Home Scoreboard. Of course, big thank you to our other sponsors, Battery World of Mornington, Jones Apino Real Estate.
Icon Sports Melbourne.
Icon Sports.
JT Home Loans, Bendigo Bank.
There's so many of them. We couldn't do this without you all. We love you all.
I like how you dragged that so many. I liked it, Vossi. Really good.
So it sounded a bit like Jeff Penny too, didn't I? We love you all.
Oh, that's good. So Gardner's gone in the middle. He's found Marston. They're going to go out wide looking for Stokes. It's been the battle of the half-backs, Vossi. Stokes and Dean Moore have both had a stack of it.
I'm just looking at the back line now, and yeah, Dean Moore all by himself.
Dan Hughes is going to have his third shot at goal for the afternoon. And pretty similar spot both times, Sussan. He missed both in the second quarter, and the crowd gave it to him.
Bookies odds, sports bet, what do you think?
He'll kick this.
I reckon he's 350, mate.
He can hold his head up high. He's battled hard all game.
Contested well.
Yeah.
40 metres out directly in front. This was Sorrento's first and probably only goal of the second half.
Wait for the Bronx cheers.
Oh my God, he's missed again.
The whole lot.
Oh, when your luck is out, it is well and truly it has been the dirtiest of dirty days for the boys down south.
$3.50, Vossi.
Juicy.
Back that every day of the week, Sus.
Yep.
Unbelievable. 24 minutes in the last quarter, AJ. It's a 45-point lead to Dromana, and Dan Hughes is having a dirty day in front of the sticks.
Get ready for siren time.
Yeah. Tell you what, at least he's had a crack at the sticks. There's been a few others that haven't even gone near the footy.
Dean
Moore once again. Yeah, he'll just run away with it. Still, no one went near him. He'll chisel one. He'll probably get it back again. Yep, goes near it. So
just walk off the ground. Just grab a beer and just sit there and have a nice cold beer in your hand.
I'd just walk straight to the ice, strap it to the left peg, and yeah, like you said, grab a cold one and just toast to a victory, Vossi.
It has been a day that Dromana started off very well, and they could have paid the price with their bad kicking a goal in that first quarter, but as it is 10-11, well, it's not the best goal kicking. It was far from the worst. They've got a 45-point lead, and they've got a very good lead, and they're going to be in the 5 tonight with 3 games to go. They've got Mount Eliza at Mount Eliza next week. There are some huge games next week, AJ.
Well, there certainly are. Mouth-watering, Vossi.
Frankston Bombers, by the way, 4 points behind Red Hill at the moment.
Oh.
Tightening up that one.
He's paid it downfield. And it's on. Yep, we're having a chat here in the middle. Don't do that, silly. It's near finals times, boys.
The ball goes in, side forward 50, and there's Billy Gertz, who just comes over the top and takes the mark. He'll go back and line up.
He's had a really good game, but
he has.
Dean Moore's had a better game.
Pines back in front of Rosebud by 4 points too.
Yeah, I reckon if there was a runner-up, Billy Gertz would have that sign up for mine.
Is there a situation there if Billy does go injured, God forbid, a Dromana in trouble, or?
I think that's young Josh Gertz has just stood in the middle of the pack and taken a mark. But yes, Sus, if he does go down, I would think that would just about, as bad as this sounds, I think it would be curtains for Dromana's season.
His presence around the ground and his strength is really unbelievable.
Well, he gives their midfield first crack, week in, week out, and he goes forward and takes marks like that.
And I see the coach has come off. I think they've put him down the forward line to rest him. So wise move down there.
Josh Gertz has missed. So 10-12-72 Dromana, 3-8-26 Sorrento. 46 points is the margin. Only seconds to go in this game. We've played 27 minutes in the last quarter. There's a short pass, mark taken for Sorrento. They can get it and go, but that's a poor kick. And an opportunity to go back the other way. And Dromana with one more shot at goal in this game, potentially. 45 out directly in front.
I'd like to thank all our viewers that are watching video
And there's
as the
the
siren
siren.
goes.
So Dromana have won. It's just a question of the margin. Kicking from 40, having the shots, and missing. It's scored by the look of it. I thought they went through for a point. Anyhow, the final score in this game is Dromana 10-12-72. They've beaten Sorrento 3-8-26.
We're going to wind it up early today, Vossi. We're going to get down to the Southern Peninsula Sharks basketball and do their game at 7 p.m. It's been great. I'm sure you'll do the Jones-Lapino best down ground interviews. And we'll get down to Rosebud Stadium, Chief.
Catch us all later, folks. You've been listening and watching RPPFM, the voice of Peninsula football.